What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm here. Hey. Woo. 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 We got some stuff to do. We're gonna finish that drawing from yesterday. And then we're gonna watch some videos. Watch some videos. We're gonna watch some videos. It's gonna be pretty sick. It's gonna be pretty cool. It's gonna be pretty neat. Pretty neat. Um, I have a playlist this time. Wow, I'm like becoming. I don't even recognize myself anymore. I'm becoming so organized. I'm so organized now. Um, yeah, I have some videos. One of them that I saw on my For You page, and it made me remember something that I did, and we're gonna watch that video because it pissed me off. Playlist Punky. Beep beep. Yeah. Beep beep. Beep beep. We have a couple trailers to watch. Last night was, I think last night. Last night was the Kojima 10th anniversary showcase con thingy mabobber, and there's a new game and a new show and a movie. I think there's a couple trailers, so we're gonna watch those. I What else do I have? Let's see. We have the trailers. We have that one video. We have we have one daily dose video, and then we have like maybe one Hollow Knight thing that I was interested in, and then I have one Kitchen Nightmare episode. Okay, I don't care what YouTube says. I'm gonna watch it. I don't care if I have to cut it out of the VOD. It's fine. It's whatever. I just won't post about it. But um we'll still watch it. I just won't make a video out of it. Yeah, they literally took they took down all the other VODs. We should try the new skate game sometime. Perhaps I have thought about it. Is the music too loud? I just realized I don't have my OBS. No, it's fine. Okay. I've been like recording stuff off stream, so like sometimes I'll mess with like my levels and stuff. So I just gotta make sure to keep. Anyway, skate. Yeah, I have thought about playing it. Yeah, I think maybe we'll do like one stream where I just like, dude, I think I gotta stream like every day, considering like how all the shit I want to do. I'm like maybe I gotta stream more. I don't know, because Silent Hill F we will be playing very soon. I want to play Skate, even if it is just like a one-time stream. Like we just do one stream where I learn how to skate. Apparently, and then what else? Water Park Simulator. I haven't even played. We have to do Silk Song, and then Little Nightmare comes out. Little Nightmares 3 comes out in like two. We're not doing a 24-hour stream. Even if we did a 24-hour stream, I wouldn't be able to do everything. I wouldn't be able to do everything in the same stream. It wouldn't be possible. Um, haven't even started Metal Gear either. 40. Okay, 40. You're just gonna keep increasing the amount of hours on the stream. um, Metal Gear, Resident Evil games. Like at this point, brother, we're it's cooked. It's cooked. It's cooked. We are cooked. 100-hour tops. All right. Also, hello, Coffee Beans. I haven't spoken to you since this morning when you asked me a ridiculous question. Ridiculous.
Hi!
I got ice cream.
You got an ice cream? What kind of ice cream did you get? Thank you for the sub. Thank you for the sub. The prime sub, I should say. Prime sub. Vanilla. How come you didn't get coffee? Coffee. Why didn't you get coffee? Ice cream. Because your name is Coffee. Why didn't you get coffee? Because I already had a Coke. Lame. Lame. What if it was decaf ice cream? What if it was decaf ice cream, huh? Wow, you see through me, I wanna believe in you, I wanna believe. Huh? What if it was decaf? Huh? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so I don't know if we'll get through the whole playlist, the YouTube playlist, but that's what I have. Because we still have to go finish that drawing. We gotta finish that Hollow Knight drawing. It's very close to being done, so I don't think it'll take me too long. Unless I want to sit and just really get into the nitty gritty, but I think for the most part we got most of it done. But I got the PC to work. Oh, how is it? How is it? You got the PC working. Just so we don't repeat history, make sure not to let it catch on fire because that almost happened once live on stream. It was pretty crazy, pretty crazy. I still remember, dude. Okay, if you don't know, many moons ago, we were playing Marvel Rivals back when I could play that game. And then like for like an hour, Coffee was just like, dude, it smells like shit in my room, and we're like, oh, maybe somebody's like, outside your window. You have your window open. He's like, no, it's closed, and he just kept being like, dude, it smells like shit in my room. And we're like, you should probably go check it out. Mid game, they rapture him. They take him away. And we're like, oh, his internet probably went out. He comes back on his phone. He's like, my PC was smoking or whatever, and we're like, that's literally not normal. What are you doing? What are you talking about? What are you saying right now? And that's the story of how Coffee almost started a fire in his house. Mhm. 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 I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember it like it was just yesterday. It's crazy. Get the water. Yeah, it's an electrical fire. Quick. Yeah. Water on it just explodes. It's like the gif of Mr. Krabs. Just a boosh. Oh, that'd be so funny. Hello, welcome in. Welcome in. We're chatting right now. We're chatting. We're talking about how my good old friend Coffee Beans here almost set his PC on fire. It was good times, good times, good times. Downloading Rivals right now. Oh, dude. I just know, like, this whole weekend when you couldn't play, right? Because you've been building it since Friday. You were like, oh god, I I I gotta fucking, I gotta play. Sad news though, I had to do a full wipe. Do not ask me if I have your model because I literally just deleted it from my computer. Do not ask me. I do not have it. If that's what you're gonna ask me, I don't know if you're gonna ask me that. I don't have it. I don't have it. I don't know. We should have the files. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Sheesh. I remember that. I remember that. Besides. Besides what? Part 2 of my arc is coming. What? Coming. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'd like to apologize. I'm sorry. Part 2 of my I'm sorry. I could. Okay. I'm sorry. You know what? Let me take it back. Let's start over. Part 2 of my arc is coming. What could you possibly mean by that? Okay, it makes it. Okay, now that sounded like I knew something. Like I know. I actually don't know what he's talking about. Let me do it again. part 2 of my arc is coming? Okay. Coming? Okay. What do you mean by let's just move on. What do you mean by that, coffee beans? Basically everything I've been talking with you off stream. Which would be she doesn't remember. What do you want from me? I mean, I kind of remember. Is it like that stuff about how you were gonna infiltrate that government? Okay, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't say that. Was it that stuff? Was it that stuff about how you were gonna like get rid of everything and start over with your life, and you were gonna move to a different country, and you were gonna buy a house with a lot of land so you could own sheep and then just become a shepherd? I'm moving to the moon. No. No. So the sun can't get me? That's not how it works. If anything, it would be more detrimental for you to live here because, actually, if you actually knew how anything about the moon worked, you'd know that the moon gets its light from reflecting from the sun. Is what they want you to believe. I'll just move to the dark side easy. We don't talk about that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Bro thinks he's in Star Wars. I'll just go to the dark side. Like, man. Get out of here. I'll live in the craters. Okay. Alright. Very funny, very funny. No, I do remember what he told me though. I do recall, if I recall correctly, I do remember a little bit of what you told me about. Is that, how do I word this? Is that in motion already, or have we not put it into motion? And is there a way we can put it out of motion? Just kidding about the last part. I just wanted to reference regular show. Is it in motion? Or are we putting it into motion? Or has the motion shifted? That didn't answer my question. the the heat where I'm at is making me look like a Q-tip. That didn't answer my question. That didn't answer my question. Okay. Okay. Uh, two things will be starting. Two? Two? Two things? One of the two things that I have to share with you about is go. Oh, I can't read. Two. What? Fuck. One of the things that I. Okay, word for word. One of the things that I have to share with you about is going to start. What does that mean? What does that mean? He's speaking in cryptic writing. Cryptic. I have two sides. One side is the alpha. The other wants you to wash my belly. Wash my belly. Wash my belly. Oh, let me open MS Paint. Okay. I'm opening MS Paint. For the next one, I have to work a few extra shifts for. Yeah, I don't. Like, I remember what you told me, but it could be. Yeah. 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 Yeah, yeah. 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 Yeah, yeah. I have to lock in this month. Hey, watch what you're typing in my chat. Watch what you're typing in my chat. Better not be typing the forbidden word. Job. Ooh. What the hell is this? Oh, okay. 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 Sorry, I got distracted. I'm gonna move us into art, but we're gonna keep talking. We're gonna keep talking. I just have to. My hands, they need to be doing something. Uh. Sorry, my keyboard's so loud. Application! Ah! Why would you say that? Well, I'm very excited for you. Oh, I got it. Oh! I just saw your DM. Yeah, I was gonna say. Wait, that's kind of sick. That's kind of cool. I've never seen that. Is that the music video? It's kind of cute. That's cute. That's cool. Coffee EP. Yeah, he's gonna make a whole album. I'm leaking it. I'm leaking it. I'm leaking it. I'm leaking it. He's making a whole album, and he didn't want to tell you guys, but I'm telling you guys because he's gatekeeping. Okay, I'm gonna move us. Which one? Here I was practicing in the garage for nothing. Yeah, I leaked it. I leaked it. He's gonna get who's someone that's really big. He's gonna have Gerard Way on his album. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is actually his. Yeah, he's actually the one that's singing right now. Right now, that's him. Oh, perfect. Wait, oh my gosh, I set it up before the stream. I'm telling you, something in my brain has changed. I'm becoming organized. I'm making playlists. I'm writing scripts. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm evolving. Why does it look like that? Oh no. Oh no, what? Am I not allowed to become more organized? Wait, can we run chat? Can we have chat out today? I'll miss having his presence all the time with my little buddy. Let's see. Oh, it's loading. 1 second, 1 second. There he is.
Let me be free.
I let you be free, alright? I let you be free. Gosh. My goodness. That looks dope. Thank you. It's all done in MS Paint. Because I'm crazy. Makes sense. I mean, there's not much to be done. Just have to make it cleaner. Just gotta clean it up a little bit, you know? And that's it. And we're done. And then we'll watch videos. Well, I'm excited to see your upcoming endeavors, Mr. Coffee Beans. Your upcoming endeavors. And hopefully once you, or, well, you said you're done with your PC, huh? Hopefully Marvel Rivals releases you from its grasp. I kind of like the way it looks. Like a little messy. I don't know. I'll decide what I want to do in the background later. As for me, I will start this. And then maybe working on is getting more sound pads for my room. Oh my gosh, don't even get me started. I wish I could get more. For the most part, I feel like my audio is alright, but sometimes I listen back to it and I'm like, I hear the fan, or I hear this, and I don't like how it sounds. That's just me being like really picky. That's just me being picky. Beep beep, yeah. What happened? What the fuck just happened? I didn't realize how loud it is. Huh. I'm gonna leave it off because it's not that hot right now in the room. What? What's happening? Just want to be able to do recording so I'm having my neighbors and roommates hearing me. Yeah. Are you allowed to like put stuff on the wall? Because people use like glue to put that on the wall, huh? Like the foam or whatever. The foam, like pads, I think. Right? Kind of like, I watched one video when I was younger where they were like putting them on the wall and they were using like this spray. The spray above font. Hold up. I'm looking. Where? Right here? Where? I'm scared. Is there someone here? Is there someone in my painting? Oh, obviously not the lines. Looks like he's stressing. Because he is stressing. There we go. By the grass. Well, I moved it. Fuck. I don't see it. I'm like staring. I'm like, wait, no. I see it. Right here? Right there? Yes, I see it. I see it. Took me long enough, but I got it. Okay. Well, let me make a list. What do we need to do? We need to. I'm not gonna bother cleaning up the edges because I'm gonna cut it. Like, I'm gonna just cut wherever I want it to be. We need to do this grass. Well, we need to do the grass in general. We need to finish the 2 grubs right here. Finish his head. His whole head. The lamp just needs the lights. I need to do the light better. And then the floor. And then we need to do the foreground. The background, I'm not too worried about. It's like, it's just supposed to be on the background, so it's okay if it's like a little messy. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna set a limit though on myself. No more than 2 hours, because I think the playlist is like 2 hours. I think I kind of did the math. So that's my limit. But I don't think it'll take me that long. I say. And then it takes me so long. Hello there. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello. What is this inflation that throws 2 extra points? Ah, yes, the great inflation. The great the great fuck the great inflation of the channel points. Oh no, yeah, that happened a while ago. The economy crashed a little bit. I won't lie. Um, so yeah, the 2 points. You can blame the economy. It's just it went up. It went up. What can I say? Ah, okay. What the fuck? What did I do? I don't control the economy. I quite literally do. But, okay. Yeah. One day you guys are gonna wake up and that redeem is gonna be gone. Do it while you can. I didn't mean literally. I didn't mean. I didn't mean literally. Ah. Oh wait, speaking of the channel points, I've been meaning to do it for a very long time. Sometimes I just have ideas and I'm like I'm gonna do it and then I just never remember. Um, I need to make like actual little like oh someone hit the wall. And then my head hit the wall. No, I need to make like actual like drawings because you can customize them to be like whatever you want. So if I want, they can be like cookies or I kind of want to make them into little stars. You gotta pay me in stars so I can draw them. Like I could draw a little emblem for them and then name them. But I haven't gotten around to it. But that will be done. It will be done. It will be done. Okay. Oh, we're cooking. Moon coin. Moon. Should I do moon coin? Like Bitcoin? I'm a crypto bro. Oh, I should have bought crypto when it was down. I should have invested crypto. But no, instead I was sitting here playing video games. Instead of, oh, that guy got banned. You see, I didn't even see that guy's message. He just got banned for me. He just got banned. I didn't even see him. What do you say? It's the same message. I wish they'd come up with more like creative messages like, "Hey there, idiot." What's going on, dumbass? Well, I guess you'd probably get like insta ban, right? But it'd be funny, at least. It'd be funny. Remove the space. Man, don't even have the decency to remove the space for me. This is so fucked up. What a fucked up day. What a fucked up day. By some people. Ooh, is it illegal? I want to flip the canvas so bad, but I can't. It's okay. We adapt. We learn. We overcome. We achieve, or whatever. I need like a color in between these two. So what we're gonna do is grab this, switch to this, and then do that. Don't wanna stay on my bed. Don't wanna stay on my bed. So far, I haven't seen any Silent Hill F spoilers. We're clear. We're clear. We're in the clear. I'm chilling. The link doesn't get sniped. Oh yeah. Man, whatever. Yeah. So far, I'm spoiler free, and I'm hoping to keep it that way until we play it. I am jealous. I am jealous of everybody who's sitting there playing it. I feel like Squidward in his house, watching SpongeBob and Patrick just run around. You know what videos I keep getting? Speaking of SpongeBob and Patrick, I keep getting those stupid videos where it's like this. How do I explain this without sounding like I'm literally insane? It's these videos of like this guy who like cleans, I guess, like slime toys or something. Like, what are they called? They look like jelly. Like they, ooh, and they're like covered. But the thing is that the toy is like really dirty, but it's always a cheeked up Patrick Star. And so I don't know why, and it keeps coming up on my For You page, and it's scaring me. And then I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, oh god, he's moving. He's moving, he's moving. And yeah, he's just a double cheeked up Patrick. It's scary. Get some spoilers. What the hell? That's fucked up. Close to you. That's kind of messed up, bro. That's kind of fucked up. Come. Yeah, yeah, I like that. We got all these extra colors now, so I can go in and fix this other one and make it look better. Okay, that's that color. What am I hearing? My side? Okay. Okay. Burn. Born. Didn't we just listen to this song? I don't know. Whatever. Let it play. Nice. Okay, one more grub, one more grub. We need one more grub. We need one more grub. I know I'm emotional. She's saying a bad word. I just realized. That's where you're going tonight. I just realized she's saying a bad word. She's saying sex. Is a grub in my house today? I don't know. No way. There was a grub. Did he look like this? Did he look like this? Did he look like that? He probably didn't look like that. Mommy, mommy. He was white. I was thinking about keeping him. Oh, wait. What do grubs look like in real life? I don't even know what they look like in real life. I just imagine that they look like the guys from Hollow Knight. I need to check. Oh, okay. They kind of look cute. Yeah, they look kind of cute. If they were huge, that would be the worst thing ever. But they're just little tiny babies. They're just little tiny babies. Ooh, I actually saw a YouTube video that was like, what was the title? It was like, Grubs. Or no, not fuck, not Grubs. It was like what all Hollow Knight bugs look like IRL, and I was like, oh my gosh. I didn't grab it for today though, but I thought it looked like a funny video. It was a very long video though, I noticed. Knowing all that's real tonight. Alone again in the noise. And then I watched another video about how apparently the Hollow Knight is actually like really tall. Like he's actually really big. So that means like every other bug is also huge. Distance, even like the first time I did. Nothing but go back and okay, I was getting warm. I was getting warm. I need my fan. Yeah, apparently he's like 20 inches tall with horns, which is apparently the size of a young child. Wait, that makes no sense. Oh, he said a newly born child. I don't know. It was a TikTok. But TikTok never lies. Again. So that means every bug is like huge then. That's fucking crazy, dude. I can't. If they look like and they look in if they look like what they look like in the game, that's cute. But like I can't. If they don't look like that, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. Even like the first time I did. Alright, boys, we're looking real cute. We're looking real cute. Nice. Wait. This little section is gonna bother me. Okay. Yeah. Looking real cute, guys. Real nice. Alright, I think I'm gonna work on the floor. It's gonna be incredibly tedious, but... well, maybe not. Maybe not. Perhaps not. Dude, imagine how big the Hollow Knight is then if the Knight is 20 inches himself. Bro, he was like 10 times our size. He was huge. That's what she said. Like the first time that or the absolute radiance. She seemed pretty big too. I think these need to be this color. These supposed rocks. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just bullshitting it. But it's okay because it's kind of all that I do. Anyway. Even though they're in the shadow, they still have to have a little bit of the shine. Just for whatever. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just like to spread misinformation sometimes. You know? It's kind of like my hobby. Sometimes I like to lie for fun. Sometimes. Sometimes. We're hacking in the mainframe. We are. We are. We are. I'm hacking. I'm hacking. Yeah, that looks good. I think I'm gonna just change all of the colors to this color and then go from there. Because I really like the colors here, so... We're cheating. I'm using the fill. No, she's cheating. I never thought I'd see the day. I've changed like this area so many times now, but it's just because I'm unsatisfied with it. I'm unsatisfied, so wait, I can cheat even more. Wait, this is insane. Oh, oh, wrong one. Oops. Ooh, look at that. Looks so stupid. Damn it. Stop. Stop. No, stop. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going for. And then we can just clean it up. Whoa, what the fuck? I would like a bigger brush. To get rid of all the little pixels that didn't get filled. Some of this I'm not gonna color in all the way because I'm gonna do the foreground stuff. I got an hour left. Before it's my mandated iPad kid time. iPad kid time. Oh, that's the other thing. There is, okay, I personally have only really watched the, okay, what is it called? The Amazing Digital Circus, right? That's what it's called. I've only seen bits and pieces of it, but apparently Glitch Productions, which is a YouTube channel that puts out the show, has a new show out, and people are saying it's really good, and I like the style. So I also put that in the playlist. I think the episode, it's like the first, I don't know if it's the first episode or if it's like the pilot, but I think it's like 30 minutes ish. We got some long videos today. There's some long videos. But apparently people are saying it's really good, and I want to see what it's all about. I've also considered watching what's the other one that I just said? The Digital Circus one. Considered watching that one on stream too. I've only seen clips of it though. But maybe I'll just watch it all in one go one day. Wait, there's like 7 episodes. That would take like 7 hours. No, wait, the hour. Wait, I don't think the hours are. Or fuck, I don't think the episodes are hours. But it would probably take a while. But that might be fun. Especially since I know that one is coming to a close. I'm pretty sure. That one is like reaching its end, I think. Can watch it before it goes away forever. That poor show got caught by like it got caught by like the what should I call it? The like kid farm like content slop where like people just take like a show or like a game, right? That like kids kind of like, and then they'll just like make content out of it. So like, oh my gosh, like Garden of Ban, right? So like, they just make random episodes, and then it's like Garden of like I don't know the characters' names in that game, but like Ban, I think is his name. He'll just be in there for no reason, and like he's just chilling. But yeah, I know that show got caught by like the I'm gonna call it the kids massive content slop machine where like people just pump out fucking really kind of low quality content just to like farm views on YouTube Kids or whatever. Yeah, I know I got caught by that. Which is a shame because I don't think it's supposed to be a kids show from what I've seen. I don't think, I think it's supposed to be like an adult show, if anything. I have the music. Oh. It's like a song on the playlist that got like taken down, I think. Why didn't I just skip it? Why do I have to skip it? Oh yeah. Um, but that's kind of why I never watched. That's kind of why I never watched Amazing Digital Circus because I saw I got caught by that, and I was like, oh, it's probably like some kid show, and it's not from what I've seen. Gaslight District. Hmm. That kind of sounds familiar. Let me see. Gaslight District. Oh no, I haven't seen this. Is this who is this by? Oh, it's also by Glitch Productions, huh? I've seen certain character. I've seen that one character, the one with like I don't know how to describe it. Why there's someone called Breadhead? Yeah, I've seen images of this show, but I've never watched it. But from what I hear, Glitch Productions has, I think that's what they're called, the Glitch Productions. They have some really good stuff. Apparently. Oh, you know what other movie got kind of picked up by like the kid massive content slop machine? Fucking K-pop Demon Hunters. I was looking at this tweet where somebody was showing like some like really cursed fucking, I don't know what it is. Who is making these clips? I don't know. But I was like, you know what? I mean, at the very least, this looks like it was animated by an actual person. So I guess it's the one good thing, right? Yeah, that show got, it's a movie actually. That movie got picked up too. Shit's crazy. We'll see what gets caught next by the massive content slop for kids machine. Me, 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 me. Doo, doo, doo. Wait, that was something else I added to the playlist. I think I'm forgetting something else. I don't know. I'll see when I look at the playlist. Don't like how defined it is, like right here. What? That's the wrong color. Cooler. Me, me, me. Oh, we need the highlight. That's what I'm forgetting. I'm like, why doesn't it look good? I'm like, what am I missing? I'm missing the highlight. Oh shit. Oh shit. Me, 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 me. Me, me, me. My hand hurts. I'm like holding it at an awkward angle. Awkward. Okay. Nice. That looks better than before. It's not perfect, but looks nicer than before. I just realized that all this stuff is still up here. I totally forgot. The grub, no, he looks so dumb. He just, no. That's before I knew. I remembered. Aww. It's not his fault. It's my fault. It's not his fault. There has to be hotkeys. Is there hotkeys in this? I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up. Does MS Paint have hotkeys? Oh my god. That's, they only have like stuff to like open and stuff. Like they don't have where I can click a button and it gives me, nah, it's just like saving and undoing and stuff like that. Man, whatever. Ugh, I don't care. That's a burger. Burger. I love me a good homemade burger. Or whatever. Pretty good. Hi, I love burger. Hello, Cloud. You like burgers? I like cheeseburgers. I like cheeseburgers. They're on campus that opened recently. They sell burger for $1.99. That's a steal. Even more if the burger's good. And I'll take your word for it. That's nice, that's nice. Wake up, wake up, what you say? That's good, that's good. How are you doing, Cloud, today? Now that you've come in here and made us all jealous with your $1.99 burgers. Your $1.99 burgers. Why not $2? $2. I don't know. I couldn't draw him. I don't think that's what he looks like. Do fine. That's good. That's good. No. Give midterms next week. I start studying for. Oh no. Damn, midterms already? Holy crap. We are flying through this semester. We're flying through this semester. It is already gonna be winter soon. Or fuck, fall soon, which I'm very excited for. Wait, when does fall start? When does fall start? Wait, yesterday was fall! Oh my goodness, happy fall, everybody. It was yesterday. In the northern hemisphere, astronomical fall starts with the autumnal, I can't say that, which falls on Monday, September 22, 2025. Nice. Yeah, hopefully it gets even more cooler because I'm not vibing with this heat. Jesus, $1. That's how they get ya. Okay, they get you with the cheese, they get you with the pickles, they get you with the extra bacon. Mm-mm. I don't like pickle. I don't like pickle either. They're gross. Cucumbers, on the other hand, I love cucumbers. I love cucumbers. They're my favorite. Punky don't like anything. I like stuff. Ask me what I like, and I'll tell you what I like. And I bet you I will say yes to most of it. Go ahead. I don't purposely name things I don't like dolphins. Or poop. Poop doesn't count either. Nobody likes poop. Unless you're a freak. A freak. In the sheets or whatever. Pilk? Oh, here we go, bro. Here we go. On and on. You mean peep? Peeps. I like peeps. I like peeps. I don't have them like at all, but the one time I did have them, I was like, this is fucking good. But it's like pure sugar. Peeps, the little birds, the ones that look like this. Oh, it's a horrible color. What? They look like this. I think they look like that. I think. Yes, I like milk. Milk is the best. Pilk. For real, you're like a whole or 2%. I drank a lot of 2% as a child. But now I drink this one specific milk. Let me see. Oh, it is 2%. It's still 2%. But it's like a lactose-free milk. And it's apparently reduced fat-free, or reduced fat milk. And it's 42% less fat than regular milk. And it's 2% milk fat. Or whatever. It's like my favorite. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Put them in the microwave. They explode in the microwave, don't they? Why is that? Wait, what are peeps made out of? Wait, marshmallows. What am I saying? They're made of marshmallows. As I was typing it, I was like, oh shit, wait, it's marshmallows. I love marshmallows. I love marshmallows. Marshmallows are so good. I'll be in on it. I'll be in on it. It's a sugary marshmallow. Yeah, but it's a good sugary marshmallow. Are you saying you don't like it? Milk started killing my stomach. Well, biologically, humans are not supposed to be drinking milk, I think. But that specific milk is lactose, that's why I like it too. Even though I'm not lactose intolerant, but if I ever were to start to develop it, at least I have a milk that I can still drink, because I love milk. I just can't get enough. super processed, like jet puffs. What's a jet puff? I don't know what that is. I sadly lactose. Alright. This guy has no toes. Point and laugh, point and laugh. He has no toes. You want it or you don't. I'll see you again. Till I see you again. What do you mean humans were not meant to drink milk? Hey, we weren't supposed to we weren't meant to drink cow milk. We were not supposed to. Just like we weren't supposed to be able to drink coffee, I think. I think it was coffee. I just can't get enough. Want me or you don't. Till I see you again. You know what I'm saying? Will I see you again? Cow milk. Just like humans weren't supposed to consume red 40, but we still do. Red 40 die. Now kinds of stuff to cow milk and refuse to be able to drink it. I saw a video about big milk. Stop. Big milk. I like milk though. Will I see you again? Meow, meow. Will I see you again? Big milk. It's just like big oil. Got milk? Wait, is that what? Wait, really? What is got milk? I used to see it on like the back of like these trucks of like where I used to live. Where I used to live, it used to be like it was essentially like a retirement home. It's where old people used to go. Snowbirds, they used to go there. And everyone used to have it on the back of their truck for some reason. I don't know why. Can't be to make you drink milk? Why? Why do they want? Well, I mean, they're selling milk, but why? That's kind of weird. Well, now that they want me to drink milk, I don't want to drink milk. I will be definitely getting a glass of milk after the stream. What am I saying? Milk. Milk. You know what I haven't had in forever though? Chocolate chip cookies. I love chocolate chip cookies, but I haven't had them in a while. I haven't had them in a little bit. Okay, now let's do the left grass because it's a lot messier than the one on the right. Sadly. I wish I could go back and play that game for the first time again. Me, mommy, mama, me, meow. I think this is too dark. I think it's a little too dark for what I'm going for here. So let me change it. That's a little better. I think it's the same color. I think it's the same fucking color. I don't think I changed it. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Now it's too dark. There, I think that works. Let me zoom in a little bit. Can't see shit. It's what? Whatever. Yeah. Wanna be in my bed. A lot of the leaves over here are gonna be covered by this grass, so I'm not gonna take too much time doing this, cause it's gonna get covered anyway. I don't wanna be in my bed. I think I actually want to make more grass here. Let me see. My bed. You know, it's so funny is as a kid I read that story, no more monkeys jumping on the bed, and it like terrified me. It terrified me so much that I was like, I'm never jumping on the bed, because I was like, what if I fall and actually just crack open my head like that one monkey? And I never did it. It scared me. And then the other book that kind of like scared me, but like in a comforting way, if that makes sense. Like it scared me a little bit as a kid, but now I think about it and it just like kind of comforts me. It was this book called Goodnight Moon, and it's literally just like you just go. It's just a book about like somebody saying goodnight to like objects. And like I think it was the art style that kind of scared me because it's very dark, right? But now I think about it and I'm like, oh, it's cute. It's a little creepy, but it's cute. It's so cute. Is it the video I was talking about? Let me see. Oh, I got milk was a lie. Oh, we still have to watch that other one. Secret Megalopolis of Ants. Ooh, okay, we can watch those too. No. Wait. Does this state of play tomorrow? Someone said Bloodborne remake. This is the one I can feel it. Okay. But what if it actually is the one? Have you thought about that? Hmm? Okay, we have something else to watch. What time does it start? Let me see. 2 p.m. Hmm. Okay. We'll see. I wonder what they're gonna announce. The Wolverine game, maybe? But they'll probably show stuff for the new Ghost game, right? Ghost of Yotai? Yotai? Oh, surely they're gonna show the Silent Hill 2 DLC, right? Born from a Wish, Smile. It'd be perfect. It's almost Halloween. It'd be a perfect time to release it. Please. Please, I need an excuse to open that game again. Besides just achievement hunting. That'd be really cool. They did that. Really neat. I would totally give them my money. Okay, I'm gonna start adding too many blades of grass. So let's calm down. Yeah, I wonder. Here's my prediction. It's gonna be. Here's my prediction for tomorrow's state of play. Ghost. They're gonna announce. They're gonna show something for Ghost of Yotai. Yotai. I think that's how you pronounce it. They're gonna show Wolverine. Born from a Wish DLC. They'll probably show the trailer or like a teaser trailer for OD, which is the Kojima horror game. There's gonna be new Astrobot content. Oh, Night Rain DLC. Night Rain DLC, and then, one more thing. What else could they? There's gonna be some. Fuck. What was that one? Fucking. Oh gosh, the Wukong game. I don't remember the name. No, maybe they won't. I think it's too early. I think it's too early, actually. Ratchet and Clank game. There. That's my prediction. Fortnite 2. Whoa. No, I don't. Do they show Fortnite ads at PlayStation? No, fuck it. Yeah, Fortnite 2. Fuck yeah. They're gonna show the Daft Punk stuff. Oh my gosh. Tung Tung. What are you doing in my car? So this is my prediction for tomorrow's state of play. Oh wait, no wait, I have a couple more. Minecraft 2. Minecraft 2. Risk of wait, is Risk of Rain? I don't think Risk of Rain. Never mind. Don't look at that. Don't look. How do I do? Don't look at that. Don't look at that. I think Risk of Rain is only on PC. Here it is. Here is my prediction for tomorrow's state of play, even though it's literally only 35 minutes, I think they said it was going to be. Ghost of Yotai, they're going to show something. They're going to show like the final trailer. I think it comes out soon. Their big ending one is going to be Wolverine. That's going to be the last game they show, right? Born from a Wish DLC gonna be like mid-show. OD might be in the beginning because they already showed it, so they'll open with OD. Astrobot will be towards the end because they love Astrobot and that's like their baby, right? Night Rain DLC will come after the Born of the Wish DLC because they're gonna be organized and have them at the same time because they're DLC. Ratchet and Clank game, a new one, will be in the beginning after OD. Spider-Man 3 is gonna get teased after Wolverine at the end. And then Bloodborne 2 is just gonna be casually dropped like somewhere in the middle of the show. Because they're nonchalant like that. That's my predictions for the state of play for September 24th of 2025. That's it. That's my deal. That's my prediction. That it. That's my prediction. There's no way I get any of those wrong. Spiders, what I done? Yeah, my handwriting's pretty bad. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. I'm surprised they didn't do anything else for Spider-Man. They haven't done anything else with Spider-Man. Is Spider-Man falling off? Is Spider-Man falling off? Oh, new movie. That's true. I heard that Tom Holland, friend of the stream, I heard that he like got a concussion or something while he was filming, which is crazy. Yeah, they had to like pause filming or some shit. And then I saw him at like a fancy rich person party. Not that I was there at the fancy rich person party, but like I saw he was there with Zendaya. Oh, look at me, I'm Tom Holland. I'm Spider-Man and I'm also gonna marry Zendaya. Ooh, look at me, I'm so cool. Like, man, this is biblical greed. Couldn't just pick one, Zendaya or Spider-Man. He had to have both. He'll be fine, he's Spider-Man. Got me there. Got me there. Got me there. He has like probably regen abilities or whatever. Look at me. My name's Tom Holland. I'm also Nathan Drake in Uncharted. I got right, bro. We get it. You're cool. Shout out Tom Holland. He's pretty good. I actually used to run a fan account for him. There, I said it. I can't believe I said that shit. I actually used to run one though. It was very brief, and it was on Instagram, and I used to post a little bit. I used to run an account about Tom Holland. It wasn't even like that big. It was like the smallest account ever. But I used to run one. Be like, where's Tom Holland today? What is he doing? Yeah. Go ahead. Bully me. We're having hobbies. Punky H. No, it's not like that. It's not like that. Okay, I had a little crush on him, but you know what? It's not that. I was like Very young, okay? That's in my past. I don't like to talk about my past, okay? I don't like to talk about my past. There's only 5,029. I was but a wee young android. What do you want from me? I kind of want to make like a frame around the whole thing. Like this. But I think I have to raise the height of the colors in the background. So just so the whole lamp gets in. We're gonna be here a while. Buckle up. Well, actually, I don't know. I got time. I'm trying to keep myself on time for so we have time to watch videos. I also used to run a Marvel themed what's it called? Tumblr blog. Except I kind of got there late to the Tumblr stuff. Yeah. M. Why M? Oh, for Marvel. I was a big Marvel fan, alright, when I was younger. I was a big fan. And now I'm just like, whatever, I guess they're making stuff. Let me see, ici. I never used to make anything though. I would just reblog stuff. I should have started with this color. Damn it. This is so mindless, but I'm having fun actually. Oh, okay. Okay, and now we just take the last color. Wait, that's not the color. Okay, there we go. There we go. My number. Dun, 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 dun. There. Oh, I messed it up. Can I go? You guys were freaking out over nothing. What do I have left to do? What was he doing that for? I forgot my stupid bronzer. That's what I forgot. Thank you, ma'am, who came on the radio or whatever. Two. Oh, what's going on? It's a music video. Whoa, whoa! The tulips, the tulip. Are we at a concert right now? Oh, oh yeah. I said I wanted to box it. Thank you. Okay. I want to see what it looks like. I don't. Maybe I'll just. I don't know. Okay, let's see. They have like the leaves that come down from the roof, and I kind of wanted to do that, like over here. Let me see. Let me just like block it in. Sorry, Mr. Pale King. Your son is more important. And she makes me feel some type of way. I'm trying something. Hold on. Let me see. What else comes from the roof? Green path. Mm. And you make me feel some type of way. I could go like this. Kind of reminds me of a diorama. That's what I'm going for. That's the idea I had. Kind of like, cause like the whole game kind of looks like one. Oh gosh, I wish I could. I wish I could have a bigger brush. Who's clapping? Stop clapping. No clapping allowed. 20 minutes. Ah, you're right. Curse myself for putting this curse on myself. I feel like I'll have to take it into clip just to cut it and like rotate it because it's like sideways, which is fine. internal timer fixed. Yeah, I finally have it scheduled. It's crazy. It's alright, I guess. Something off here. Trying to see what it is. Oh, it's this up here. Mm. Oh. I think the last thing I'm gonna do that I for sure want to do on stream is this lamp. The light is interesting in the sense that it's like very, very soft, but I don't like the soft brushes in MS Paint. So I think I'm gonna try to make it look soft with the default brush, which is gonna be really hard, but I'm gonna try it. Because I'm insane. Ooh. So literally, I just have to do like a really soft gradient of colors. Wait. Yes. Yes. Wait, no. No, yes. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That doesn't look like it changed at all. Where are we going with the colors? What's happening? Why is it going like that? I like this like blue that I have on the outside. I think it needs to be smaller. Ooh, I think. And then I just have to kind of match the colors, which I'm gonna do with this brush. Hello, hello. Hello, Kay. Welcome in. I'm working on this drawing. Trying to get done. Nice. Yeah, we're using MS Paint. We're using MS Paint. This is one of my favorite torture torture um methods is using MS Paint for some reason. That's wild. Yeah. Thank you, thank you. I, for some reason, like to see myself suffer and would rather not use Clip. That's a lie. We use Clip a lot. We still paint a lot in Clip. It's like 90%. Oh, oh shit. Why me? A duck on the left. Yeah, it's a little peep. Because we were talking about peeps for some reason. I don't remember, but I tried to make a peep, and I couldn't. You don't know. He looks silly. He's just a silly guy. Dun, 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 dun. 10 minutes. Oh, I'm on a timer. I wanna finish this. I just wanna finish this. I think we definitely won't get through all the videos today just because I want to watch the ones in the suggestions channels and I did not account in the time for that. So we probably won't get through all the videos, but that's okay because we're going to watch State of Play tomorrow. We'll watch the whole thing because it's only going to be like 45 minutes. We'll watch a State of Play and then we'll watch the rest of the videos that we don't get to today. So that's what we'll do tomorrow. I don't think I'll be able to make it for when State of Play is on, but I still want to watch it regardless, whether it's live or not live. Gotta watch that Big Milk video. Big milk, big milk. Okay. I'm trying to like fix the outside. I really shouldn't have painted the outer ones until I was ready to actually go in with it, but you know what? It was a choice I made, and it's a choice I'm gonna have to live with. As if it's like some crazy thing. It's just I have extra work to do. Let me just do that up here as well. Can't draw paint. And it make you look like a cow. No. You got it. You always gotta look at references. Here, I'll draw a little cat for you and you'll draw the same cat. Here. Fuck, I think I'm really bad at drawing cats actually. He's an angry cat. Ooh, he's angry. I references my own cat. Oh, that's cute. Oh. Gotta be like, we gotta use him as a live model. Stay still, Sir Cattington. I don't actually know the name of your cat. I don't know. I assumed. I don't remember the lamp too well, but pretty sure it's like this. She's a calico and her name is Patches. Oh, that's so cute. Calicos are so cute. To be fair, I like every cat. Yeah. Yeah. She's 20 years old. Oh, she's an old lady. She's an old lady. She can still meow. That's so cute. Aww. Little old lady. Little old lady cat. Just making... what do they call it? Muffins. Oh. I'm a little lost in the sauce right now. I don't... the colors, the colors! Oh shit. Oh, I got 5 minutes! We're speedrunning, we're speedrunning. What? I'm gonna go now. Okay, bye bye. Thanks for stopping by. This is Live Drawing. Thank you. Ooh, 4 minutes. Okay. I think I can beat the timer. I think I can actually beat the timer. I will go beat the timer. I'm so sad. Why are you sad, Chris? Because you inflated my economy? Okay, I think I'm done. Oh, yeah. I beat the timer. I beat the timer. It still needs a front diorama, but you know what? For the most part, it's kind of done. If I keep working on it, I'm gonna lose my mind. Let me save it. Very cool. Nice job, everybody. I'll have to edit it later and cut it out and stuff, but Nice job. And I beat the timer by 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Count it. 2 minutes. Okay. Let me save it properly and also pull up the videos so we can watch some videos. Whoa. Whoa, I lagged. The phone I got is defective. I will not turn on. What? What the fuck? Why? Oh, it just said it doesn't turn on. That sucks. That's shitty. Wait, so... Hold up. I was gonna say, you have no phone then, huh? Let me save this. Let me make sure it's saved. You're phoneless! That's crazy. That's why I'm on my PC. Damn. You're like never on your PC. That's how you know it's broken. Okay, let me move everything. Kept it charged for an hour and no power. The dead battery. Huh. That's crazy. Wait, what color did you get? Did you get the orange one? The dookie orange one? Because I heard that people didn't like the orange one. Blue? Oh, that's cool. Let's see if we can get it silver tomorrow. Oh, you don't like the blue? Why, you hating? You hating on the blue? Okay, let me open up the TikTok. You didn't hear the other video? Okay, it's not gonna play. And then the milk one. How long is the milk one? 30 minutes? Yeah, we can watch it. We can watch it. We can watch it. Can you play games yet? No, I'm getting my RAM soon though. I think Thursday? I think. I'm getting it on Thursday. Okay. Oh, the playlist. Fuck. Okay, that's the last thing I need to get. Don't play the video. Okay. I got it all ready to go. Let me pin this so I know where we left off for next time. And now let me finish moving everything over here. What else? Discord down. That's down. That doesn't really matter, but I moved it down. Okay. Oh, and then I need to move the audio source. Okay, I forgot. It's always something I forget. There you go. Oh well, let me pull up the thing. Okay, we got some reacts today. We got a TikTok. We got something about ants. We got milk. Then we're gonna watch some new trailers, some new other stuff, some other stuff. We'll see how far we get into the playlist. But whatever we don't finish today, we will finish tomorrow. I'm lagging. Okay. I want to be a little taller. A little tall. Right there, right there, right there. Oh wait, this needs to go down here. Okay, okay. Oh, wait, I didn't even set up the fucking... Okay, alright. There we go. Transform. Center to screen. No, wait. It's transform. Fit to screen. And then center to screen. Where is it? I literally just hit it. There we go. Okay, now we're ready. Okay. Why didn't we pause the music? Okay, there we go. We're gonna watch some videos, alright? We're gonna watch some videos. Oh, this is the playlist. This is now where we're supposed to be. We got some... Okay, we're gonna watch this TikTok. Oh, I'm scared. How? Oh, it's in pictures. It's pictures. How to draw. Oh, this is loud. Draw two. Wait. I need to write this down. Draw two parentheses next to each other, leaving. Okay. Write that down. Add the ears. Okay. Draw his cute little face. Okay. His arms. Yeah. His body. Okay. Is the camera? Wait, I saw this. No, don't do it. No. Oh, why would they draw this? What is this image? Why? Okay. Here we have secret. I'm gonna get it. Secret megalopolis. Megalopolis of ants uncovered, truly a wonder of the world. We were talking about ants the other day, huh? So cool. I wish the video was a little bit higher quality, but it is from 8 years ago, so I guess I will just not say anything. No ants were harmed during this video. Prior to pouring concrete, extensive negotiations with the ant citizens regarding compensation and relocation had taken place. Oh, thank God. I was really worried. Okay, we got this video. Why got milk was a lie.
Good, healthy things.
Now, I enjoy milk. I like milk. I have a glass of it usually every night, and it's in my coffee all the time. So let's see if you can change my mind. Why is the quality so low?
Pure, wholesome milk.
I like milk for all the good, healthy things that are in it.
Mankind's most nearly perfect food.
Ooh, I'm scared.
Fresh, healthy milk.
I'm scared.
The year is 1981. Raiders of the Lost Ark is the #1 movie, and everyone is wearing leg warmers. You've got this former actor turned politician who's now the president, and he loves free markets, and he has a big problem. It wasn't the national debt or some big foreign policy issue, though he had plenty of those. His problem was too much cheese.
What?
The government was sitting on this giant stockpile of processed
Yeah, because that was what Ronald Reagan's biggest problem was. Cheese. We'll say that.
In some cave in Kansas. Hundreds of millions of pounds. And it was starting to turn kind of gross.
We've got 60 million of these. We can't find a market for it.
There was so much cheese that one official said that the best thing to do would be to dump it in the ocean. So
What?
Reagan decides to give it away for free to America's poor. The cheese was to come out of the caves and into the American welfare system.
Huh.
Great cheese giveaway.
I guess
began
it's
today in
good.
California.
What, did everyone
People
start
lined
pooping
up to get
themselves
the
or something?
surplus cheese.
As the cheese flowed to the underserved, it became a symbol of the welfare experience. And soon, government cheese was cropping up in movies and hip-hop lyrics by artists who grew up on the stuff.
After that government cheese, we eat steak. Like powder milk and government cheese.
Government cheese.
What else is a thug to do when you eat cheese from the government?
By the way, I'm not allowed to actually play much of those songs because there's like a copyright infringement if I do, and even though it's fair use, they probably will flag me and I won't make any money off this video. So we left a giant playlist of all the government cheese songs in the sources.
Oh, that's
Okay,
cool.
but how did we end up with
Cheese
a surplus
playlist.
of literal caves full of highly processed cheese in the first place? And while we're at it, why did I drink so much milk as a kid? Like, why were there like 5 of these in my refrigerator at all times? My mom would give me a big glass of
Because it's
milk in the
good.
morning, and then I would go to school and be served a carton of this stuff while also reading the best-selling kids novel at the time, which was about a girl's face on a milk carton. And then I would get home and my mom would give me more milk for dinner. And along with this milk, I was served a message about calcium, about how milk was vital for
bones.
strong bones.
Milk, the best bone building food for all
I don't have
Bone building
bones.
calcium.
That makes a quart a day.
I always drink plenty of milk.
Turns out that my mom and school did this because they were lied to for a very long time.
What?
And that's what this video is about. The story of milk in this country shows us how far the government will go to protect certain industries, even at the
What?
expense of telling Americans the truth about what they're eating. It's a lie that gave us billboards of Austin Powers and Stone Cold Steve Austin with crusty milk mustaches. Ugh. So let me show you
Gross.
how we, at least in America, got brainwashed by milk.
It's the only milk I drink.
Let
For the health of the nation.
me do something like this.
Take a milk.
Okay, so before we get into this baby, I need to thank today's sponsor, which is one I actually use and I'm excited about, Copilot. Copilot's a platform that is designed to make you more consistent with your workout. There's so much focus on fitness being about like getting strong and being faster or whatever. For me, it's just like, I just need to move my body every day so I'm not sad.
Is this an ad?
It's an app that goes on your phone and your watch if you want, and it pairs
skipping,
you
I'm
up
skipping.
with a
Oh.
coach that you actually speak to.
I'm skipping, I'm
That can
skipping.
have this conversation about what nice, like you just go through every one of your workouts. There's a video
Uh-huh.
changes everything. It actually makes you feel like, oh,
Uh-huh.
I'm guiding you. Copilot found that their frictionless experience with com/jungle for a happy life. Thank you, Copilot, for supporting this video.
Thank you,
dive in
Copilot.
to milk.
Not for me, but for him.
I'm not anti-milk. I f***ing love milk. Milk, in fact, is
Same.
pretty magical. Think about it. Milk is the first thing that we drink when we're born.
Whoa.
It literally keeps us alive. And if you want to talk about evolution and
Babies.
human civilization, like milk was a huge part of this. We started domesticating animals and realized that the fatty, nutritious milk meant for this baby could also be used for these babies. But human bodies weren't able to digest milk after childhood. They didn't have the enzymes to do so, especially another animal's milk. But the beautiful thing about human bodies is they can change. Over time, milk became a key source of sustenance for people living in certain parts of the world, like Northern Europe. They relied on their animals during cold, harsh winters. They couldn't grow crops. Same with the nomadic people in like the Sahara who relied on milk during hot summers. And doing this for a few thousand years, their genes actually changed. Suddenly, they had enzymes that could help break down and digest milk. Like they forced evolution to make them tolerant to milk. Good for them. And that is why this map exists. There's
What is
some
this
weakness
map?
to the methodology on how this map was made, but it captures a true point here, which is that everyone around the world digests milk differently. Like the bluer your country is in this map, the more people can digest milk. So yeah, you've got
Oh.
Northern Europe with like 80 or 90% of the population being able to digest lactose. And because of those nomadic tribes that got used to drinking milk, that's why Niger is blue here. Meanwhile, in places like Asia, most bodies drink milk and they're like, dude, WTF, why are you putting baby food in my adult body? We don't digest this
Okay.
after the age of 6. Get
But
it
it's
out.
good.
Humans would find a way around this by taking the digestive enzyme from a cow's belly, called rennet, and mixing it with milk. This would start
what the
breaking
heck?
down of the milk. And then they could put it in caves and let it ferment, and soon you're storing your milk. And you're also making it kind of delicious. This is the birth of stuff like cheese and yogurt. We also turned milk into things like butter, which would last longer and is
I love
undeniably
butter.
one of the most delicious things that have ever been invented by humans. But raw milk, the stuff right out of the cow's udder, wasn't consumed by anyone besides like kids. And frankly, that wasn't the safest thing to do, because milk goes bad really quickly. When it sits around, it becomes a cozy feeding ground for microorganisms, which again was great for making cheese, but kids drinking this stuff was kind of risky. That all changed when this guy found a way to heat up milk and kill off all the dangerous pathogens. It made it way safer and way easier to extend the shelf life. He called it pasteurization, which was named after the guy's last name. Like, am I the only one who thought that pasteurization came from, like, the cow's pasture, but it was actually just a French guy's last name?
I thought that's what it,
no one else thought that. I'm literally the only one who... Okay, cool. So, despite all of these problems...
I just said I also agreed. Okay, he's just ignoring me. Whatever.
Pasteurization, and now kids can keep drinking it. Okay, the evolution and digestion part of this video is now over. Let's get to the economics and the government policy, and now it's the United States in the 1900s, and technology has given humans new food options, like margarine, which threatened to compete with butter. Dairy companies realized that they needed to defend their product. They needed to prove that butter was better. So they start doing science. This is the era of science. It gets pretty juicy. Like this study that shows that when they gave dairy to rats, they actually grew stronger and larger.
What?
And it must be because of a vitamin inside of the milk, a new concept.
They probably just got fatter.
A, because it's the first vitamin we discovered.
Oh, that's why it's called vitamin A?
This is where vitamins came from. Like, we didn't have vitamins before 1912. And so now dairy companies are loving
Wait,
it. They have
really?
a scientific paper that says that milk corrects dietary deficiencies.
Wait.
And quote, and this is a little aggressive.
So vitamins are just named after in the order that they're discovered? I thought it was like the first letter of like whatever fancy word it was named after. Oh my gosh.
Is the greatest factor for
I
the
thought it was,
protection
like,
of mankind.
Actually something
that doesn't
different.
sound sensational or biased in any way. It sounds very scientific. The greatest factor for the protection of mankind. Dairy companies aren't going to be asleep at the wheel while other forms of nutrition and fat try to displace them. So they form a cooperation, a council, the National Dairy Council, that promotes all things dairy. And they start to build a strong message to the American people that dairy isn't just a nice to have, it is scientifically proven to be vital for your health. But like, let's keep some perspective here. Animal milk went from being something that humans couldn't have beyond the age of 6 to something that some of us developed a gene to be able to digest, to then something that was like a hotbed for pathogens, and we solved that with pasteurization. But now, in the early 1900s in the United States, milk was a magical, perfect white drink that could cure all things.
And real.
All of this was happening right in time for a moment that would change everything, both for the world, but also for milk's place in it.
It is not an army we must shape for war. It
What?
is a nation.
During World War I, the soldiers were
One.
They were
I was
sick,
gonna say two.
malnourished, but lucky for them, the United States was ready with a perfect product to improve their health.
Milk? We need more milk. Never enough milk to go around.
We were now able to condense milk into a powder form. Now it could last for years on a shelf without refrigeration.
Ew.
This really helped milk level up. Now the magic drink was a magic powder that could help our men in uniform fight the bad guys. Milk was now associated with patriotism and freedom and liberty and America. Man, if you want a way to like make your product popular and famous, just tie it with like America. So now with their big new customer, the United States government, farmers fully shifted their businesses to dairy. They needed to meet this demand.
That's crazy. I didn't know that milk was this important.
But the war ended. The men in uniform came home, and these farmers were left with a massive oversupply of dairy. The government doesn't want to hurt the big patriotic dairy industry. So instead of telling dairy farmers to like go back to producing less, they convince people to drink more.
Insane.
All the protein, minerals, and B vitamins of whole milk.
And here's where we really start to see this vital web of relationships between dairy farmers, the United States government, the Department of Agriculture, scientists, and advertisers. It is a web of relationship that cements milk's place in our culture. It is the reason why in the 90s I was drinking like 5 cups of milk a day. Milk becomes an advertisement.
Okay, I don't drink that much milk.
Magic white liquid.
This guy's just a
that is
freak.
Scientifically proven to be the key to our children's health and development. And this message had a very strong ally at the U.S. Department of Agriculture, who teams up with the dairy industry. So it's like after World War I, and the USDA gets involved with these campaigns. The reason I want to show you this stuff from like the 20s isn't because I want to give you a history lesson. It's because I want to show you
Kind of
how
are,
the
to be
US
honest.
Department of Agriculture behaved, how it supported the dairy industry, how it kind of pushed a lot of propaganda. Because when you see it here in the 20s, 100 years ago, you'll see the version of today, which I'll show you in a moment, and you'll see those connections, and you'll be like, wow, not much has changed, and it will kind of blow your mind. Little foreshadow. Anyway, look at this thing. So,
okay, I'm looking.
This education milk for health campaign. This is effectively the government telling the people what they deem as the healthy thing for everyone. There were milk songs and plays and posters and this terrifying clown that told you to brush your teeth and drink your milk. By 1937, kids are supposed to be drinking 1 quart of milk a day.
What?
Luckily, from the video I made about the metric system, we've got measuring vessels around here. Okay, it is 1937 and the US government wants our children to drink how much milk? Oh my god, no! I have children, and if I ever gave them this much milk, I'd feel like a criminal. And here's the USDA doing studies to scientifically prove that this is legit. It's not just advertisers.
Yeah, there's a little bit too much milk.
And publishing things. And now they are weighing children and measuring them to show that after this big milk campaign, the kids are taller and weigh more. And here they are with a bottle of milk and 2 graham crackers for lunch. Like, it truly is becoming the substance for children. And I mean, look at this. The smoking gun proof of it all. One of these rats had milk and the other didn't. These rats are the same age and each of them have the same feed except for milk. Milk builds a strong and healthy body. Okay, but this isn't just
because he had just more
This
food.
is like real science, right? It's like South Dakota State College, which is a real college, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture cooperating, 2 authoritative institutions. Right?
Surely they wouldn't lie to us.
Like any science
right?
that is being done, you have to look at the interests here. It turns out that the people doing this science at South Dakota State College were receiving a bunch of money from the state legislature because South Dakota is a big dairy industry.
Of
they
course.
fund this dairy science program, and suddenly all of these really positive dairy studies are coming out. That, again, the USDA, who wants to protect its rural farmers, is helping support as well. Positive science means more dairy sales, which means supporting local rural economies, which means supporting America.
America,
depressing to me. Yeah, I know this was like in the 20s and 30s, but like this same thing happens today. Science that is funded by certain industries with a certain agenda, and it just sort of muddies everything. Okay, but what about the economy? What happens when the Great Depression comes and now Americans can't really afford milk? Usually this would hit the dairy industry and they would have to scale down because now the demand for milk is way lower. But farmers weren't going to let this happen. They were becoming like royalty. And so they respond by going on strike, dumping a bunch of milk into the streets to artificially limit supply and drive the price back up. And to be like, F you government, where are you at? So to fix this, milk's new loyal ally, the US government, steps in and passes a law that says that if the price of milk dips below the cost that it takes to produce it, instead of free market economics, where the dairy farmers would just make less of it, the government would step in and cover the cost difference. Let them keep making their milk. And now the government is really messing with the invisible hand, the market that helps supply and demand link up with each other at the right price. Once you start doing that, it's really hard to go back. So then add in another
this is
world
so
war where
fucked
even
up.
more farmers got into the milk game for him, and by the 50s, milk is cemented into the American psyche through years of creative storytelling, shaky scientific messaging, war, and a government who is more and more influenced by dairy farmers. The pattern repeats itself.
I don't want to drink milk anymore.
The economy is tanking, dairy farmers are struggling again, and who's here to save them?
Me.
Jimmy Carter.
Oh, Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy did what American leaders before him did. He bowed down before the massive dairy lobby and bailed out farmers once again. This time in the form of $2 billion going into the dairy industry to guarantee them high prices. And, crucially for our story, to buy the extra milk that nobody wanted. Suddenly, farmers who were broke had loads of cash, and they were incentivized to produce as much milk as possible.
This is
they
insane.
knew the government would buy it from them. Okay, but wait, what is the government doing with all this milk?
Yeah.
Milk spoils really fast. Okay, says Jimmy Carter.
They make it into cheese.
Instead of buying the milk itself, let's also buy a bunch of stuff that uses milk. Stuff that can be stored and forgotten about, like butter and powder and cheese. So the dairy farmers kept producing tons of milk and cheese, And the government at one point was buying a quarter of all cheddar cheese in America. But unsurprisingly, when your big customer is the US government who is buying your cheese because America, you're not going to actually make a great product. One woman who grew
It's
up
gonna
on
be
this
shitty
stuff
cheese.
wrote about it in an essay and described it as like poor man's Velveeta.
Government cheese make the best grilled cheese you'd have never had in your life.
And this is really sad to me because dairy can be really cool. Like, I see France with a tradition of like brie and like camembert.
That's
and, like,
true, they
Holland
have
has
really
Gouda. And
exotic
we've got
cheese.
this American cheese,
It's just a
pasteurized
slice.
processed cheese, which is kind of more like a cheese-like substance and isn't a product of like culture and like refining a craft. It's a product of modern industrial policies meant to protect farmers. And it's what helped the United States cement its place as the home of some of the worst cheese in the world.
Where do you buy
We have the shittiest cheese in the world. Oh my god.
Is also the special ingredient.
So this is how we ended up with a surplus of horrible cheese.
He has a
sitting in
button that
limestone
isn't
caves in
showing and is
Kansas.
bothering
By
me.
the 70s, there was 200 million pounds of extra cheese and other dairy products sitting here. And this is why the government started giving it away to food banks and to America's poor, the underserved
Yeah,
that
what
wouldn't
the
be
fuck?
buying this cheese in the first place, so they weren't throwing off the other customers and driving the price down. That's partly because Americans on welfare were disproportionately non-white, African, Asian, or Native American descendants, meaning they're way more likely to be lactose intolerant. See the section above about evolution and the milk
Yeah.
gene and stuff? This cheese also flowed to schools and prisons. And now we're in the 90s, my childhood, where I'm drinking a lot of milk every day. And this is where the whole government, advertising, science,
The
thing
manipulation.
gets a lot worse, in my opinion.
My mom just always instilled in me, drink your milk.
Drinking milk is awesome, as having 3 glasses of milk a day helped us to really stay lean and fit.
The thing about the
What?
government getting involved in setting the prices
I've
for
never
stuff is
seen
that
those
once you
before.
start, it's really hard to go back. For some markets, that's okay, like insurance and electricity utilities. The government should be involved. But milk? Like, it's just a thing that people can choose to buy or not. Like, it should be left to the invisible hand to decide how much people actually want, how much they're willing to pay, and therefore how much firms should produce. But instead, the US government had created a totally distorted market with a bunch of fake demand, and in the process incentivizing farmers to make tons of milk that nobody wanted. And the problem is with these policies is the surplus was just getting bigger and bigger.
That's
At one point, the government literally had
actually
to start
insane.
paying dairy farmers to stop producing milk, to slaughter their herds. But even that wasn't working. So what's the next solution? Well, they tried what they did in the 20s. Instead of getting the farmers to produce less, let's convince the people to drink more.
Why do we
So
have to
passed a law
suffer?
that allows all
I
the
mean, I
dairy
like
farmers to pitch
milk,
into
but why do I
state
have to
funds
suffer?
that they can use for advertising and research, which are kind of becoming the same thing. And the USDA, the Department of Agriculture, becomes like the referee to make sure that like they're not like doing any false advertising. And this is where we get campaigns like this.
Milk, it does a body good.
And in the 90s, the unforgettable Got Milk campaign.
Who shot Alexander Hamilton?
What the fuck? What is that?
Got milk.
The people who coordinated this were freaking brilliant. They
Everyone
turned
has a
Got Milk into, like,
mustache.
a cool thing that every celebrity wanted to be a part of. To the point where they're
Kermit?
taking like way cheaper rates for these campaigns just because it was like the cool thing to do. This is how you get this huge variety of different celebrities all appearing in magazines and ads for milk.
I remember
Not
that
a particular
ad.
brand of milk, just milk.
Well, Mr. Miller told me he never drinks milk.
Oh my gosh, what the
And these cool
fuck?
celebrities are telling us a story that milk builds strong bones. It has calcium and other essential nutrients, and that it even helps you lose weight.
Makes you skinny.
Meanwhile, they're funding all of these studies that are validating their claims, and the USDA standing by, just letting it all happen. So this is why in the 90s, my mom had like a bunch of these in her refrigerator. And I can't blame her. Like, what are you gonna do? The government authority on nutrition is telling you that you should be drinking milk. You're seeing it on all these billboards and magazines. You have real studies talking about calcium and bone health. This really embedded itself. But if there's anything we've learned is that no matter how much these forces push milk on us, people don't actually want to drink as much milk anymore. Milk demand even during the got milk years started going down. But the dairy lobby wasn't
shit.
gonna let up. They weren't gonna take the hint from the market. So they started finding other ways to get us to drink milk. Instead of drinking it,
Forcing us to drink milk. Oh, eating it. Pizza.
So the modern version of this is the dairy lobby looking at fast food
Cheeseburgers
to give us all kinds of cheesy things. You can't see it, but in all of these cheesy advertisements, the dairy lobby is there, lobbying and pushing to get more and more cheese in these products. The dairy industry literally has its own like marketing.
This is making me feel sick. I'm never gonna look at milk or cheese the same way.
And they give us stuff like Pizza Hut's 3 cheese stuffed crust pizza and the Summer of Cheese campaign. Or, personal favorite, Taco Bell's steak quesadilla that has cheddar, pepper jack, mozzarella, and cheese sauce that increased dairy sales by 4%. This one product. That's because it uses 8 times more cheese than any other product on the menu. 8 times more cheese.
A taste of triumph
how does
of
that work?
culinary engineering. Bite into the new steak quesadilla today.
Or Domino's, who has a cheese pizza that has 40% more cheese on it. It generates $177 million of sales. And the input for all this cheese? 1 billion additional pounds of milk. But of course, we gotta hit the schools. The schools are a fantastic place to sell dairy to. So Domino's now gets pizza into 2,000 schools nationwide.
What?
We've got emails. Here's an
I didn't
email
get
between
Domino's in
Pizza
school.
Hut and the dairy lobby's
Look at
marketing
the shitty
agency. And
square
they're talking about
pizza.
how to sell more pizza and more cheese. I mean, it's brilliant. If you're a marketing person, which is these people are advertisers, they're like, people aren't drinking milk as much. Let's just pile it onto freaking stuffed crust and cheese pizzas around America. Oh, and by the way, these people sign their names as Lord of Cheese and Lady of Cheese. These people are serious about dairy.
I would
The point I'm
do the
making here is
same.
these people aren't
Lady of
nutritionists.
Cheese.
Like they're not concerned with anything other than selling more dairy. The former CEO of this dairy marketing company is like, if every pizza included 1 more ounce of cheese, we would sell an additional 250 million pounds of cheese annually. Just
Insane
one
way
more
to think
pound
about
down
it.
Americans' throats. I mean, again, I don't blame these people. They're freaking advertisers. They literally only care about selling stuff. What concerns me is that they're doing this with the blessing of a government agency who I pay taxes to. It is a powerful, all-seeing health agency that dictates our nutritional guidelines. And yet they stand by and support these campaigns for all of these products that have such excessive amounts of dairy in them.
Kind of good though.
Wait, so why does this happen? Why is the USDA like on the side of dairy farmers? On their website, it says that their job is to promote stuff that will, quote, better nourish Americans. They put out things like the food pyramid, and they're supposed to be a source of objective information about what we should eat. But wait, look at this. In the same page, on their mission, they also say that they are supposed to, quote, help rural America thrive and to promote agricultural production. Help Americans know how to nourish themselves and promote rural America. Which one of those things is more important to them? I mean, the answer to that is clear. Look at the nutritional guidelines that they put out to be like, here's what you should eat. And look at who advises them on this. Yeah, there's like some like experts and doctors from universities, but there's also like executives from companies like Dannon, a yogurt company, and a bunch of other dairy people who have no other interest than making money. And yet they're like in the same room as the people who are deciding what Americans should eat. Like, no, that's not how it works. Dairy has been shoehorned into so much of the messaging from our government to us over the years that, again, of course,
I'm gonna go drink milk with that hydrate.
You gotta drink milk. The government is telling us that this is good. So yeah, the dairy industry is so deeply embedded in our federal government. It's really hard to turn back. This unnatural false demand that we have in our country for dairy is really hard to like rewind. And the amount of money that flows to influential lawmakers to keep this whole thing going, you can't really cut it off. But some of you are thinking, like, we're not talking about cigarettes. Like, this is milk. It's not a bad thing. Like, calcium is
here we go. He's gonna talk about how it's unhealthy.
No, I mean, yes, but no. Yes, calcium is good
Why
for
did
your
you
bones.
show that
Milk
clip
has
again?
things that help you, but like, you can get all of that stuff from other places. There's nothing special about this white substance. unless you're like a farmer in Sweden in 1532 and it's winter and you can't have crops. Like with less than a cup of almonds, you get that much calcium. Dried figs, some cooked kale, even tofu, which comes from soybeans. You can get this stuff from a bunch of different foods. And a reminder that 5 billion people, more than half the world, don't drink milk. Like, they're fine. And there are even studies now showing that too much milk can actually be bad for your bones. So no, despite all the industry-funded studies that tell us that milk is the magic elixir and all of the creative storytelling that's embedded in our psyche, this is not some magic substance. I drink milk every day. This is a thing that was meant for cow babies. But the fact remains that I still consume a lot of dairy. That's because milk is a magical, beautiful thing. It's delicious.
It is.
It has a deep history
gorgeous.
For so many cultures around the world. And even here in the United States, there are a bunch of dairy farmers who are small, respectable, family-owned farms who have been doing this for a really long time, making really amazing products that go to actually meet a real demand for people who actually want to eat delicious cheese or milk or whatever. I'm not saying let's get rid of it. Dairy is freaking delicious, but the dairy industry we have does not celebrate that. It does not create a market around beautiful products.
That's true, bro.
Want. It is a fake market that has been pushed to us through real lies, through this idea that milk is essential with things that you can't get anywhere else. A century of the most clever marketing.
I'm never gonna look at milk the same.
What I feel here is like a little bit disillusioned that the government agencies that we pay our taxes to give us objective advice and guidance can sometimes lead us astray, be so deeply under the influences of corporations and old legacy industries in our country that they end up protecting them more than they protect us. That is disappointing to me.
I'm never drinking milk ever again is what I got from this video. Never ever again. Never. What the fuck? I'm never gonna drink milk. That's a lie. I love milk. But now we're gonna watch some other videos. We're gonna watch the trailers that came out from the 10-year anniversary of Kojima Productions. We got some cool. Actually, let's watch Mosquito first, and then we'll watch OD. Let's watch it. So I'm like, making sure everything's okay. Okay. Oh, Mosquito, this is... Yeah, I'll just play it. You'll see what it is. Ooh. Oh, it could be a little louder. How loud is it gonna get? Whatever. Ooh, we're swimming. We're swimming. Good grief, it's a guy. Oh. Death Stranding animation film project. Cool. Oh. Ew. What? Oh. Ooh. Oh. She's like friends with the dog. Ooh. Ooh. Well, kind of cool. Ooh. Ooh, Death Stranding Mosquito working title. That looks so cool. The animation looks sick. I haven't played Death Stranding, so I don't really know what's going on or like what's really, yeah, what's going on. But that looks cool. That is pretty cool. Okay, the next trailer is the OD Knocked teaser trailer. Now, full warning. This is a scary game. It's a little spooky. So maybe wear your preemptive diaper because it's a little spooky. Alright? But it's good. Will I be playing it? No, because it looks terrifying. Who am I kidding? I'll probably play it. Ooh. Ooh. 10 years since the blank horror blank blank, the cursed blank have once again blank into the forbidden. Ooh. Light the fires to celebrate there. It's blurred. This building was blank from a 3D scan of a blank found in a blank. And then blank were blank in a sinister ritual. Look, I'm just reading it how they wrote it. Walking. Oh. We're causing fires. A little bit of arson never hurt anyone. Ooh. Oh, I'm scared. Are you gonna answer that, or are we just gonna let it ring? Hey, it's gonna burn you. Ew, there's worms. Ew, the eyeball opened. That's so gross. This part is loud. He's breathing down our neck. Oh. Ooh. That's fucking crazy. Ooh. For all players and screamers. Oh yeah. Baby game for the babies. Absolutely terrifying.
I'm sure that by now you're...
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up. I want to talk about it a little bit. Gosh, YouTube. No, I went back too much. Yeah, this game looks absolutely terrified. I'm assuming it's gonna be probably not exactly PT, right? Which is what Kojima was supposed to make for the next Silent Hill game. But I'm assuming that it's gonna take very, 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 very heavy inspiration from that. Because, I mean, even this, just like the door opening, this literally looks like PT almost. Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. I'm actually surprised that he waited this long to make a scary game. I feel like this is kind of right up his alley. So, especially like after Death Stranding, it's probably gonna be really good and really terrifying. Because PT was really good, and that was literally only a demo. So that's what I was thinking when I started. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like exactly what he wanted to make for that game, except without like Silent Hill, right? Obviously. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna be pretty terrifying. 10 years since the canceled horror game PT is, I'm assuming, what it says. The cursed blank have once again risen. I'm assuming. I'm just guessing. This is very purposely blurred. You can tell that this is blurred only for this video because the way it like is blurred over her finger. I'm assuming. Also because the masking isn't that steady on it, so I doubt that he would let that kind of, if it was gonna be blurred, it would be blurred differently in the game. This building was made, some synonym of made, from a 3D scan of an apartment complex found in a, I don't know. I wish they used words. I mean, obviously it's to the mystery, but I want to know what they say. It's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be good. It's gonna be absolutely terrifying, and I'm gonna shit myself playing it. Sheesh. Okay. This next video is very interesting because it came up on my YouTube. I wasn't subbed to this guy. I think I'm subbed to him now. But anyway, it is called, let me load it. No, I pressed back. Why do they do that? It's called Why This Kickstarter CEO is Currently on the Run, the 2.5 million disaster of Puff Pal's Island Skies. The reason why this video caught my eye is because I am a Kickstarter of Puff Pal's Island Skies. Okay, I completely forgot about this game. I completely forgot that I had technically I purchased the game as a Kickstarter. It was like the first Kickstarter that I had ever participated in, and I completely forgot about it. And I saw the video and I was like, oh my gosh, wait, did I get scammed? And I want to see what it's about, so we're gonna watch it. It's 50 minutes, but it's probably incredibly informative, and it also is pertaining to me in a way because I am a victim. I'm a victim of this. I was excited. I saw the Kickstarter. I think I saw like a trailer for it or something on Twitter, and I was like, oh, this is really cute. And it was like, I think maybe it came out, like the trailer came out around the time that Animal Crossing was either like a thing or it was kind of dying. So I was like, oh, this is super cute. I would love to play this. And I got it and I forgot about it. And yeah, I guess we're gonna see what happened. Because I am not informed whatsoever. I don't know where it is right now. I don't know. But clearly, they took my money and they ran because the CEO is on the fucking run. So let's see how badly I got scammed, okay?
Now, you're well aware of what the concept of crowdfunding is. It involves someone coming up with an interesting idea, and in order to make that idea come to life, they ask people who are interested in it to fund it. For me personally, one of the first websites that when I think of crowdfunding is Kickstarter. One could actually say that it was one of its early pioneers. And while it did create a lot of success stories, on the other side of that same coin, it also created a lot of horror stories. There are so many examples of disastrous Kickstarter campaigns, ones that were fully funded by the community, sometimes exceeding the goal, and yet they still managed to either under-deliver or straight up not deliver anything, with the most common reason simply being inexperience and mismanagement. One of the most infamous examples of this was back in 2014 by the massive channel at the time, the Yogscast. They wanted to make their own game and raised over $500,000 only to then fail spectacularly. They hired the wrong people, got scammed, and ended up giving a completely unrelated game to their backers as an apology instead of refunding them. It was a huge story, and the
crazy.
reputation never truly recovered after this. But just like how failed campaigns can be because of inexperience or mismanagement or both, sometimes you get the added bonus of extremely scummy and nasty behavior. And that's exactly what ended up happening with PuffPal's Island
No,
Skies.
I actually got scammed.
Marketed as an extremely wholesome and cozy game meant to compete directly with already well-established titles such as Animal Crossing.
You see?
So many people ended up being charmed by this game that it had beaten its original goal by 3,300%. This was back in 2022. Today, we're in 2025. And if you go to this button that says pre-order the game, you're met with a page that says that the original domain of this game is now for sale at the very low price of $100.
What?
How the hell could this happen to a game who wanted to only raise $75,000 and ended up with over 2.5 million? And why the hell are there 5 total lawsuits currently ongoing suing the developer for almost the same amount they raised, which is $2.1 million? Well, as you might expect, this didn't happen overnight. This is a multi-year disaster that involves...
Should I ask for my money back? You can request a refund. I didn't know you could do that, but I'm also just finding out right now that they're not even gonna make the game and the CEO's on the run.
Scamming over 42,000 backers, but also anyone they pretty much hired for this project while currently dodging multiple lawsuits. If you've seen catastrophic crowdfunding campaigns before, then trust me, this is on another level. This topic was suggested to me by a viewer in my Discord, and seeing that only a few people have discussed this, I figured that we had to talk about it. So... let's do this. Alright, so here's the deal. The game, PuffPal's Island Skies, didn't just come out of
I
nowhere.
think so.
The company behind it is Fluffnest, and they were an extremely successful plushie company. It was actually founded back in 2020 and had very humble beginnings on Kickstarter, managing to raise over $170,000 as the community was very captivated by its very adorable plushies. What really put them on the map, other than their very cute plushie designs, was how quickly and effectively they were able to grow their social media accounts, accruing hundreds of thousands of followers. The person behind these very cute plushie designs was none other than Lily, and she ran Fluffnest with the co-founder, David. And I mean, look, it didn't take long. After blowing up on social media so quickly, their reputation also took off. Within the plushie enthusiast community, they were known as having high quality, soft, and durable plushies. And while they found big success within this community, David and Lily saw further opportunity in a domain heavily lacking competition. Cozy games. I mean, look, just as an example, there's this one Facebook group with over 600,000 members by the name of Cozy Gamers. These people are always on the lookout for something that's cozy, and they are not shy spenders. You give them something they want, and they'll gladly give you all the money you're asking for. As an example,
they're
Stardew
rich.
Valley is a game that perfectly fits their criteria, and by December 2024, the game had sold over 41 million copies. A number that can easily make multi-billion-dollar companies jealous.
I
On the
own
other
one
hand,
of
one of
those.
its few competitors is Animal Crossing on Nintendo consoles. And if we talk about the Nintendo Switch specifically with its first-party game roster, Animal Crossing New Horizons was the second best-selling game at 47 million copies, with only Mario Kart 8
I
Deluxe
also
selling
own
more.
one of those
and for whatever
copies.
reason, it was also breaking physical copy records, specifically in Japan, selling over 8 million units. It was undeniable at this point. This market wanted more cozy games, and they were willing to spend a lot for them. And so, as people online were never running out of good things to say about Fluffnest, like this user saying they're very high quality, honestly better than most smaller plush companies, I definitely recommend them, Fluffnest decided to tap into that reputation in order to take the unorthodox route of developing their own cozy game set within the universe of its own plushies, which they called PuffPals. They would reveal the trailer of this game to the world for the first time during the Wholesome Direct Showcase. This is an indie game showcase focused on cozy games that's part of the Summer Game Fest. The game's name was going to be PuffPal's Island Skies. And to say that people were excited about something that seemed to be maybe the first worthy competitor to Animal Crossing was an understatement.
Oh, it could have been so good. It could have been so good. No. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going through
Fluffnest
the
would
stages
use
of
its
grief.
already well-established presence on social media to advertise the game, and since it was directly related to its plushie universe, it didn't feel out of place. It felt just right, and it made people who were already interested in their plushies check out the game too. What would then follow is such an extremely well-executed Kickstarter campaign that you'd think you were dealing with someone who has a PhD in marketing. In reality, though, you were dealing with the Wolf of Wall Street. Around April 7th, 2022, Puff Pals Island Skies would officially launch its crowdfunding campaign
Wait
on
a second.
Kickstarter with the goal.
I'm in the Discord. They have a Discord. Wait, maybe I got rid of it because they were kind of not using it. Okay, never mind.
Of $75,000.
Never mind.
It didn't take long for it, though, to completely eclipse that initial goal, and within
Unless
just
they
a couple of
deleted
weeks,
it.
it would top over $1 million in funding. And I mean, if you look at this timeline here, by April 30th, 2022, they had reached $1.3 million. However, what's ridiculously impressive here is that within a week, on May 7th, they had doubled that amount, raising over $2.5 million and calling this campaign an astounding success. This is when Lily would make a personal post thanking everyone for making her dream come true. But hold on a second, let's take a step back here. Social media presence for a plushie company can definitely help with a game like this, but to beat your initial funding goal by 3,300%? How did that even happen exactly? Well, of course, there's a number of factors. Most campaigns on Kickstarters will have stretch goals. The initial goal would be to literally just make the game at its most basic form, but the more money you raise, the more features you unlock, like cooking, fishing, a free pet for all backers, and of course multiplayer at $1 million. That definitely helped with motivation for funding. What also helped is that the Kickstarter itself seemed very professionally made. You had a lot of the features already laid out as if they were already being worked on. And the fact that this was going to be not just on PC, but on Mac, mobile, and Switch as well, that made it all the more enticing. But still, it doesn't really explain why they made so much damn money. One could look at the different tiers, like how there were some that were priced at $5,000, allowing you to design your own Puff Pal to be an NPC in the game, for example. Or how for $2,500 each, you could design either an outfit or a pet. Those definitely helped, seeing that every one of those tiers completely sold out. But still, there was one missing piece of the puzzle here that really helped them raise so much money in such a short period of time. And the answer to that, of course, is plushies. When I told you about Fluffnest, I wasn't fully honest when it came to their business model. Yeah, they made big, very high quality and soft plushies, but they didn't make them permanently. When one of their many designs would sell out, it wouldn't be restocked. So there was a big factor of FOMO, otherwise known as fear of missing out. As you can see, this dragon, for example, was limited edition. Once it would sell out, it would never get sold again. This is part of the reason why their business was so successful. You'd have people spend a lot of money trying to collect as many of these plushies as they could, because once sold out, they'd never be sold again. Fluffnest understood this all too well, which is where add-ons come in. You see, in a Kickstarter, you can pledge whatever tier you want, like for example, getting the game for $20, but then after having pledged, you can add add-ons to your total order. And in this case, they had quite a few plushies that were very highly sought after, sold only on Kickstarter, never to be sold again anywhere else, especially not their website. But since you could only buy them after pledging an amount to the Kickstarter campaign itself, it of course made many want to just pledge, for example, $1, or hell, buy the whole game for $20, and then add this on. And of course, the amount of money paid on the add-ons would contribute to the total pledge. So if you bought the game for $20 and a plushie for $45, your total pledge would be $65, and it would count to the total $2.5 million raised. And here's the deal. Seeing that this game had 42,000 backers, all you have to do is divide 2.5 million by 42,000, and you'll see that the average pledge by backers on this game was close to $59 each. Seeing that over 30,000 of those backers paid $20 for the game or $30 for alpha access, it's safe to say that most of them bought an add-on like a plushie. That truly helped this game raise such a ridiculous amount of money in such a short amount of time. It seemed like Fluffnest really knew what they were doing, to a worrying degree. This was an incredible effort and made people have the highest of expectations for this game's development. So once the campaign ended, there was no time to waste. For the next year and a half, they would encourage all backers to join their official Discord server to hang out and build a community together. And this is where you'd also be able to interact directly with both Lily and David Pentland, as we can see
I
right
never
here
did. I
on
was
this
too scared.
video call, in which they were having fun designing a tea house. They would also share some processes of the game's development, like its music production, and overall, it seemed like they were on the right track. But, as you can imagine, it wouldn't take long until they would have to face their first setback. On September 22, 2023, Fluff Nest would post an update on its Kickstarter. The alpha's release date was being delayed by around a month. It was meant to come out on September 2023 and was now being delayed until the end of October of that same year. They would explain that they're doing this for design changes, implementation, quality assurance freeze, a 1-week buffer for whatever reason. But hey, even though it was a slight delay, people didn't really think much of it. And honestly, at the time, if you still wanted a refund, you could get it. Not to mention that Fluff Nest wasn't just hiring just about anyone to work on this game. They had hired Room 8 Studio to do the outsourcing for, well, the majority of the game. This is a studio with many AAA games in its portfolio, so hey, Fluff Nest was taking this seriously. And so the big day came on October 31st, 2023, almost a year and a half after fully funding the campaign over 3,000% of their funding goal. They would finally release the alpha. If you were an alpha backer, you would receive a key and you'd redeem it on Steam. However, just one thing to point out before we get into the alpha itself, around a week beforehand, they wanted to confirm the participation of backers in the alpha.
Yeah, I remember this.
Send them the keys. But the way they did this was in a survey format. So if you were an alpha backer and didn't see this update, you wouldn't get a key. And hell, if you were an alpha backer and filled this form out, you probably also wouldn't get a key because it was kind of disorganized. But guys, don't worry. After a couple weeks of this alpha, Fluff Nest had collected its feedback and things were going smoothly. People were kind of okay with the controls, hated the camera, had a lot of feedback to give, and Fluff Nest was listening. They were already ready to work on Alpha 2. Let's go! Yeah, sure, there's a few backers in the comments saying, I've never received my alpha key, but whatever. They'll get it for Alpha 2, okay? Don't worry. During the first alpha, within the first and second week, they had released the Alpha 1.1 patch and the Alpha 1.2 patch. This was normal. And when the testing period had ended and they had collected their feedback, backers were expecting the next big patch to be, well, Alpha 2. But a few months had passed by, and in February 21st, 2024, they had released Alpha 1.3 with max support. There were a lot of enhancements, updates, patches, bug fixes. I mean, yeah, sure, they were taking their time and being a bit slower, but hey, at least they were doing something, right? Well, almost no one could have predicted this at the time, but this innocent post filled with many exciting updates to the game would actually be the last ever meaningful update that this game would ever receive.
No.
So up until this point, this game was great at keeping its community updated both on Discord and its Kickstarter page, not going more than 1 or 2 months without an update. But all of a sudden, since February of 2024, they had not posted anything and the silence was deafening. People were thinking, guys, where's the game at? What's going on? And so it wasn't until August 5th, 2024, 6 months after their last update, that they actually posted something on Kickstarter, saying, you may have noticed that we've been a bit quieter than usual with our updates. During this time, we've been doing work behind the curtains, making sure we're on the right track and refining our plans. While we may not have updates as frequently as before, we want to assure you that progress is being made. Although some details are still being finalized, we're excited about the direction we're headed and we're committed to sharing important milestones with you. Thank you for always having our back, and we can't wait to show you what's next. With a cute little pleading face emoji. Aww. They would then go ahead and showcase some things they've been working on, like the fishing minigames, the puff pals themselves in the game, how they're gonna look. But as you can see, for the majority of this post, it was mostly just concept art. They only showed off one biome and some little aspect of the UI, but then the other half of this post was the community corner where they talk about stuff happening in the Discord server. It was a very lackluster update for having waited 6 months. Some backers said things like, finally, I've been waiting for an update for ages. Thank you for the update and hopefully it'll be more frequent. It was definitely weird that they all of a sudden took 6 months off like that, only to come back with such lackluster updates. But hey, people were still hopeful and optimistic. I mean, after all, this game raised so much money and was backed by a successful plushie company. But much to their disappointment, the silence would begin again. And they would only receive another update yet another 4 months later on December 12th, 2024. And this time, it wasn't an update like the last one. It was a statement written by the CEO and co-founder David Pentland. where he would say, "Hey everyone, we know you've been eager to hear more about Island Skies, and we appreciate your patience as we've been navigating important internal changes. First, the game is still coming. This has set us back, but we expect to be able to maintain our original timeline within a few months. Below, I'll outline a bit of why we've had to stay so quiet and when we can expect things to improve. Following issues at the start of this year, it became clear that we needed to change how our team works. Part of this process was adjusting our contracts with the people working on the game to empower them beyond what their current contract supports. In the previous form of the contract, roles and deliverables were too specifically outlined, exposing team members to legal risk if they go outside or beyond their mandate, which for obvious reasons can introduce inefficiencies. All parties were entirely supportive of this change from the start, and there has been no conflict over the terms of the agreement. However, changes like this often involve legal hoops to jump through and boxes to check. This process is taking much longer than initially anticipated, and our current contract limits our ability to share anything until things are final. Whether it's content produced for the game, details about the reorganization process, or updates to the alpha build. Watching the frustration of the community without being able to communicate what's been happening has been the most difficult part of making Island Skies so far. Our team is eager to show you what we've been working on, and we know it's hard to wait for updates during this time. That said, these changes are necessary, and we will always do what needs to be done to make Island Skies a reality and the best game it can be.
Oh, really?
I'm very happy to have gotten the green light from all the lawyers involved to finally share this update and to be close to finishing up this process. We're planning to bring you another update like this by the beginning of February to share where things stand. Thank you for being with us through this. We're wishing you a happy holiday season, and we can't wait to share more with you in the new year. Sign.
This sounds... This sounds like a load of baloney and a bunch of legal language.
And David. Whoa, what the hell was going on? But more importantly, how is this the backer's problem? This statement felt like David was just venting about legal issues he was having at his company without giving anyone any meaningful updates on the game itself. It just felt out of place. The community this time was not as supportive as the last update. They were disappointed with how little they were being communicated with, and a lot of them started getting very worried. Where's this game headed? It's been a long time, and we're still on Alpha 1.3. Nothing has been changed in the game itself. Nothing has been shared except a few pieces of concept art. And this is when people, just like this person here who's pledged $225, would start asking for refunds by emailing reports@fluffnest.com. This very professional and successful plushie company was losing all the goodwill it had garnered and used to make this game's funding possible. But we were only still at the tip of the iceberg. Around 3 weeks before this very disappointing update by David, Fluffnest would announce a Black Friday sale in which you could get 25% off its entire Puff Pals roster. Seeing that 25% is a large discount and the fact that many of these plushies won't be sold again, people would naturally jump at the opportunity to buy them. As a reminder, Black Friday typically occurs around the end of November. A month would then pass, and by the end of 2024, you start seeing more and more people complain about the fact that their shipment still hasn't arrived. Saying that Fluffnest had overcharged them for shipping. You'd start seeing many stories like this user here saying that this happened to them and that they have been emailing them for over a week to get a refund and that they never responded. They even detailed how for larger plushies they used to pay $9 for shipping, and for this Black Friday sale they were charging $25. So by this point, Fluffnest's reputation wasn't just being affected by the game's disastrous communication, it was being affected by its once great plushie business, period. And just as people were starting to understand that Fluffnest seemed like they were slowly falling apart, a user had found that the trademarks for Island Skies and Puff Pals had been inactive for over a year. But this was far from being the only thing that people had discovered by that point, because they would discover another bombshell. The fact that Puff Pals Island Skies was outsourcing the entire game to Room 8 Studio. Why is that a problem? Well, because it was never communicated, and Puff Pals made itself out to be something made in-house by showing us this very cute little drawing of their team. Anything from a programmer to game designer to a 3D modeler to an animator to a concept artist, while even listing some additional people they were receiving help from, most likely contractors, in different domains. This post was made in January 13, 2025. This was the first time some people were realizing that most of this game was outsourced. The fact that Studio 8 was literally the creator of Alpha 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3 was still news to the majority of this community. So much for transparency and communication, right? So as people were confronting the fact that they've been lied to by PuffPal's Island Skies and that they were being scammed by Fluffnest and its plushies, they would finally receive another update on February 8th, 2025 on the Kickstarter. It would say, "We're here to let you know that the next alpha update, Alpha 2, is almost ready to roll out.
Oh yeah.
We're finishing up some final adjustments to make sure the islands are in working order before we announce the official Alpha 2 release date. This next phase will bring new content and features to the game, and we're incredibly excited for you to play through it. We'll be sharing the Alpha 2 date and more detailed information about this update soon. We appreciate your patience as we get everything prepped and ready. We are super excited to get into this next testing phase and hear everyone's feedback. It's been a journey, and we hope you'll enjoy what we've created so far." They then talk about how they're not sure of dates yet, how long Alpha 2 is going to last, when early access is going to be, when the full release is going to be, pretty much saying that they're winging it. And then they would say, "Looking ahead, we're working to establish more consistent communication with you. Our goal is to get back to providing regular updates after Alpha 2's release." So overall, it seemed like everything was hinging on Alpha 2, its release date, and its success. This would maybe allow PuffPal's Island Skies to recuperate some of the trust they had lost over the last few months, and maybe even prove to some people who had already given up on the project that it's still slated to come out one day. But of course, they were met with the majority of their backers casting doubts on the fact that this is going smoothly, and some even questioning why the lack of updates. David had explained in December that it's due to restructuring contracts, but how does that make any sense? Why would updates stop just because you're reworking contracts of your employees, which weren't really your employees because you outsourced this entire game to Studio 8? Things already weren't making sense at all. The Discord server wasn't any better because for the duration of this silence that occurred throughout 2024, the only updates they'd have is new PuffPal plushies. But hey, to be fair, just 19 days later, the game would have another update on its Kickstarter. Maybe they actually meant what they were saying. Maybe their communication was actually going to be regular now. They would again start off by saying that they apologize for the long gaps in communication, that there were external factors that prevented them from sharing information earlier, saying that they recognize how much this has impacted trust in the project and led to uncertainty with the Island Skies community. We truly appreciate your patience as we navigate this project. Alright, so what's the deal here? What is the current state of the game? They would say, up until now, we were restricted from providing updates to the community. That period has come to an end, and we are excited to summarize some of the changes we've been working on. We had hoped to have an Alpha 2 build ready alongside the lift of the information embargo, but that did not happen. Instead, we will summarize the changes here, and we'll bring you more information as we get closer to Alpha 2's launch. And then, this is when they would hit you with a big slap to the face with something that was completely unexpected. Island Skies is migrating from Unity's game engine to Unreal Engine for many small reasons. Unity's payment model change did not factor into this decision. This change has improved performance and made development move more quickly. This process started in December 2024 and is currently in progress. So all of a sudden, within 3 years of this campaign concluding on Kickstarter, they decided to switch engines. Okay, not a small feat by any means. They would then outline a bunch of features, but honestly, without images, without actual videos, you can't really believe them at this point. They then said to expect Alpha 2 within 6 to 8 weeks, so April 2025 by the latest. They would then say that by mid-2025, they would want to release early access for everyone, and then the full release would be at the end of 2025 or at the end of 2026. It would fully depend on early access feedback. Sure. But then there was a big question, which they answer, which is, why has communication been so limited? They would again reiterate that there were external circumstances that prevented them from sharing updates, but they wouldn't specify, like, what external factors, what's going on exactly. They would then again say, hey, communication is going to improve, expect more stuff in Alpha 2, regular updates, community feedback with polls, discussions, etc. They've already said that a million times though. But then, this is where things would get interesting in this little update. Have any legal issues impacted production? They would go on to say, the legal issues that have primarily impacted our ability to communicate openly with our backers had a relatively smaller impact on production and are no longer ongoing. But the legal issues that impacted our ability to communicate openly do not include the lawsuit filed against Fluffnest last year by Blade Funding, which was not related to Island Skies or its funding and did not and could not have had an impact on production. They would then specify two very important things: that there are currently no outstanding legal issues that could disrupt the game's development, that they had solved things with Blade funding, which was impacting something more related to its plushie business, and finally, that there are no financial issues with the project, saying funding has never been a concern for the game's development. And we've been very intentional about how we manage finances to ensure that Island Skies remains secure. The way we've structured things has fully protected the game from risk or litigation up to this point, and we're confident in that approach. Okay, cool. And they would even specify that you can get a refund if you wanted to by emailing info@fluffnest.com.
Where's my
so look,
$30?
At this point, if I was a backer, this wouldn't really make me feel that good. My feelings can be summed up with this backer's comment saying, "Oh boy, each time a Kickstarter does an engine change, it means it will never come out. Unreal is a freaking pain for optimization." And that's the thing. You want to release your game on multiple platforms, including mobile, you typically go with Unity. Unreal Engine has a reputation of running like shit. And doing this so late into development, it was just red flag after red flag at this point. But hey, you know what? They had given us a date. For the first time in forever, the timeline for the Alpha 2 is going to be 6 to 8 weeks. Fine. What's the harm in waiting a couple more months after having waited more than 2 years to see what would happen?
I don't like the music.
What's the harm, right? Well, more than you can imagine. Just a few days before that update got posted, the Fluffnest website would go down for multiple days. People would then look deeper into the lawsuit with Blade funding and find out that the reason why they were being sued is because they weren't paying back any of the debts they took on for their business. Now, in the Kickstarter update, they said it was a banking issue, but seeing that they hadn't shipped any of the orders from Black Friday 2024 yet and were overcharging shipping, that was getting very hard to believe. But hey, you know what? At least the game was keeping its promise of quick communication, because only a couple weeks after their last update on March 13th, 2025, they would post another update saying that Alpha 2 was right on track, detailing their process of moving everything from Unity to Unreal, and admitting that yes, in the short term, this will impact production. In fact, we lost about 4 months of development time to make the switch since we had to rebuild and rework a lot of the systems. However, since moving to Unreal Engine, development has been running either at the same pace or even twice as fast depending on the feature. And ending this by saying that they'll check in with another update like this one on April 3rd, no matter what. So you know
they didn't check in, did they?
But yeah, of course this sounded too good to be true, because on March 23rd, 2025, a user would make this post on the Cozy Gamer subreddit saying, "To anyone that has requested a refund of their backing for Puff Pals, I requested a refund on February 28th, which they apparently did not see. It's honestly whatever at this point, but did contribute to my patience meter. And then another one on March 5th. It came through this time, thank fucking God, and there was some back and forth regarding the email addresses, checking if everything was correct, all good. It is now March 23rd and I have yet to receive my refund. As you can see, my
even if I wanted to get a refund, they're not gonna give it to me.
Patience is slowly but surely running out. They would then ask others if they've been through the same experience, then posting an update saying that they know someone that requested a refund as early as January 18th, 2025 and has still not gotten a refund. More comments would corroborate this, saying that they either got ghosted or that they got a reply, gave their PayPal, and never received their refund. It seemed like Puff Pal's claim of them not being in any financial trouble and being financially stable was yet another lie. And
wait, they made so much money though. Why is my fan going crazy? Chill, bro, chill. They made so much money from the Kickstarter. What happened to all the money?
Speaking of lies, their next update would be on April 17th, 2025.
They eat it?
They said that Alpha 2 is still on track to release in the same exact time frame, and they would show off some new UI elements, ending the statement by saying you'll hear from us again with another quick update like this on May 1st. But while people were patiently waiting for this next update, something else occurred. Around April 2025, Fluffnest's website would go back up and they would have the gall to hold a clearance sale. This user would post on Reddit and say that it's been over 43 days and his order didn't even ship yet. What's going on? Well, it turned out that just a few days ago, on May 1st, 2025, people would find out that not only did Fluffnest fire every single one of its employees, but that it was going out of business permanently. Yes, that once very successful plushie business, which went viral on social media and was known to have very high quality products, was just like that, shutting down. This news would be shared on their Fluffnest Discord server, and one of the first things they would say in their statement is that Island Sky's production is secured and will not be affected, but that they would have to halt all operations related to their physical goods. This was their reasoning. Over the past few years, rising shipping costs significantly stretched our resources. Although we tried to absorb these costs without significantly raising prices, the final shipping invoices we received earlier this year were much higher than anticipated, creating a major financial shortfall. We explored several solutions to address this shortfall and to minimize customer impact, and until very recently, we believed we had viable paths forward. However, in the weeks following the recent announcement of tariffs on goods from China, it became clear that the situation had changed and there was no longer a viable path forward for Fluffnest plushies. At the same time, we've been working through refund requests for plush orders awaiting shipment and from customers unhappy with Island Skies. We expected this could create some issues, but the volume of transactions seems to have created much larger issues than this has in the past. This would not be critical on its own, but combined with everything else going on, it has quickly left us with no options. They would end this by saying that they're not able to take any new refund requests anymore, but that they would still be honoring all pre-orders. I can't imagine how shocked I'd be, not just as someone who had pledged for the game, but as a fan of their plushies. This was so incredibly sudden, but the surprises weren't going to stop anytime soon. A couple weeks later, on the 19th of May, people would also find out that Fluffnest has not only permanently shut down, but that they got rid of their entire mod and customer service team, which was also serving PuffPal's Island Skies. And at the same time, David, in the PuffPal's Discord, confirmed that due to the situation happening with the plushie company, refunds for PuffPal's Island Skies would be halted. At this point, this entire business was collapsing faster than anyone could have ever predicted, and they didn't know what to think anymore. They were told repeatedly that PuffPal's Island Skies was not financially affected by any of this, that it had all its finances secured, but it was very hard to believe at this point. For fans, this was a time of complete and utter uncertainty. People wanted concrete answers as to what would happen to their orders and the game they backed, but they couldn't find info anywhere. It would only be on May 21st, 2025 that Fluffnest would post its last ever update on the state of PuffPal's Island Skies. Here's what they had to say. Hello everyone. The development of Island Skies has been incredibly challenging, to say the least. For the past few years, we were under NDA with a third-party studio and couldn't discuss many of the things happening behind closed doors. However, now that other parties have made some of that information public, we can speak more openly about what's happened. After the Kickstarter, Fluffnest entered into a milestone agreement with Room 8 Studio to develop the features necessary to deliver early access based on the GDD we created for the campaign. The agreement was for $1.1 million over the course of 1 year. This would leave around $500,000 of wiggle room, as approximately $1 million from the Kickstarter went to taxes, fees, campaign expenses, and the production of physical goods. Even though plushies weren't included in any of the tiers, add-on plushies were still counted in the campaign total. We couldn't have been more excited to make Island Skies, and we wanted to bring in as much experience and assurance as possible. This is when they would detail production issues and management changes. While everyone at Room 8 directly working on Island Skies was passionate about the project, problems with the studio's management became apparent during the first milestone. The game wasn't ready for early access or even for alpha. Because the agreement was designed to protect Fluffnest from cost and time overruns, any revisions or changes had to go through an approval process that significantly slowed down production. Toward the end of the first milestone, Room 8 made staffing changes in upper management and proposed a switch to a time and materials contract to avoid the rigid structure that had caused delays. At that point, we had three options: continue working with Room 8, end the agreement and take on the project ourselves, or partner with a different studio. So they decided to stick with Room 8, at least through Alpha, so that they could deliver Alpha 1 in 2023 and reassess. They would then say that getting to Alpha 1 required an additional $1.5 million in production, mostly funded by an SBA loan we secured in early 2023 for both of our plush business and game development. So already this is a disaster. You raised $2.5 million, half goes to taxes, and for whatever reason you thought it'd be a good idea to use $1 million for just the first year? Even a child learning basic math can see that this is a disaster. They would then say, following the changes in Room 8's leadership and a ramp up to Alpha 1, we were hopeful. However, while Alpha 1 marked progress, it didn't meet our expectations. Early access was still far off, and costs were rising. We planned to use the remaining SBA loan and plush revenue to continue funding development while taking on more work ourselves to manage costs. Unfortunately, after the 2023 holiday season, the financial situation got worse for Fluffnest's plushies. In early January 2024, we realized our funding plan wouldn't cover future game costs, and circumstances took the decision out of our hands. We informed Room 8 that we wouldn't be able to pay for continued services in a timely manner. We expected them to pause services following this communication, but instead they continued working and invoicing even after meetings where Fluffnest requested that they pause work to avoid accruing additional debts. So even though they are complete imbeciles when it comes to financial management, here they're alleging that Room 8 held them hostage. But of course, this is without them detailing how much they had already owed Room 8 when they informed them that they couldn't pay the continued services.
I think we're getting into a lot of legal stuff here, guys.
During this time, we sought other funding options, including from interested investors. However, the alpha's quality and Room 8's continued work at Fluffnest's expense negatively impacted negotiations. Throughout 2024, we continued to negotiate with Room 8 and reached a tentative agreement to switch from a work-for-hire model to a profit-sharing arrangement. However, because of our SBA loan, the new agreement needed to be underwritten and approved by the SBA. While preparing for this process, we discovered significant accounting irregularities that delayed submission and posed an existential risk to our plush business. We were unable to recover the plush side of the business. It took several months of blood, sweat, and tears before we were finally confronted with the reality that the plush business was no longer sustainable. This was a deeply painful realization, and one that only became clear very recently. But after replacing our accountant and undertaking significant and costly legal and financial work throughout 2024, we were finally in a position to proceed with the agreement by early 2025. What? What do you mean accounting irregularities? What do you mean you fired your accountant? David, the guy who's probably writing this, is the CEO. How are you unaware of the terrible financial situation that you're in, man? They would then say,
they just took the old accountant. He was like, here's the numbers. They're like, nah. Took him out back and just got a new one. And they were like, make it work. And he just like fucking wrote bullshit, and they were like, okay, yeah,
where
that's
things
real.
stand
Like, okay.
now. As we approached finalizing the new agreement, it became clear that Room 8's senior management does not have a clear understanding of the project's current state or how much work remains. Because of this, we can't trust that the issues we've already faced won't reoccur. We informed Room 8 that we won't proceed unless their leadership presents a plan that directly addresses these issues and commits the necessary resources to Island Skies. In the meantime, we've continued working on the game ourselves. Based on our experience, we don't currently trust Room 8 to deliver a version of Island Skies that meets our standards. So hey man, that's wonderful to hear, but what do you mean we've continued working on the game ourselves? For the last 3 years, Room 8 has been doing everything. What are you gonna do? Like, what the fuck? We will then end this with looking ahead. Despite everything, we are continuing to push toward Alpha 2. We remain fully committed to delivering the game we promised. While we can't provide a date, our focus is on development, quality, and our own well-being. We'll share another update as soon as we have a firm release date for Alpha 2. Thank you for your patience and support during these turbulent times. With love, Fluffnest.
And then they never made another post.
This would be the final update that the backers would ever receive. Damn. And within just 24 hours, the community, being understandably very outraged and seeking more answers while displaying their discontentment, would get silenced by Lily, to the point where she would even delete the general chat channel in their Discord server. Some of these disgruntled users would move their discussions to another channel, and guess what? That channel would also get purged too. Ooh. A month later, around June, people would realize that the address info@fluffnest.com used to refund the game or plushies would just disappear. It didn't exist anymore. And now, when you go to the over 8,600 comments on the Kickstarter page, it is littered with people requesting refunds. And of course, that one guy selling his account with PuffPal's Alpha in it for $5,000.
Okay.
Come on. This whole thing was a catastrophe on an apocalyptic level.
My
From
$30
an incompetent CEO to a community that was backstabbed, to even Lily, the artist that made these cute designs, also participating in the whole silencing movement on Discord. Of course, when this initially happened, people still had many questions. How did it come to this? Well, throughout the second half of 2025, we would start receiving many answers in the form of lawsuits directed towards both Fluffnest and David himself. The same lawsuits that want over $2.1 million in damages. And it would be here that we truly find out that this wasn't just mismanagement or inexperience, this was scummy, malicious behavior from the very beginning. Alright, so here's the deal. Typically, when you make a purchase with a credit card, you have a chargeback time limit. This is independent from the vendor itself, so in this case, Kickstarter. You can call up your bank and ask them to reverse a transaction on your credit card. Legally, this works perfectly if you bought something and it wasn't delivered. In this case, the game wasn't being delivered. But as you can see here, you typically have a chargeback window, with the maximum being PayPal offering a chargeback even after 180 days. The problem though was that most people had bought their pledge in 2022. It had been years. But this limited time window can be bypassed if the company that you paid to provide a service for you declares bankruptcy. So even though a bank will have like a 60-day window for you to charge back, if they see that the company you're talking about is facing bankruptcy, they'll refund you the money because, I mean, come on, they're not going to give you anything. They're facing bankruptcy. The problem here, though, is that Fluffnest, even after shutting down its plushie business and admitting financial problems, even with its game, has not filed for bankruptcy. This means that for most backers, they can't initiate a chargeback with their bank because the bank will say that this company is not bankrupt.
They're gonna wait, and then they're gonna file bankruptcy. Oh, they're so smart.
This, of course, is done on purpose. It's not a coincidence. Fluffnest knows what it's doing. That's why they're trying to hold out declaring bankruptcy for as long as possible. But this is only the tip of the iceberg when it comes to their scummy behavior. On July 3rd, 2025, David Riono, a concept artist that had worked for the game as a contractor, would make this post on the PuffPals subreddit, detailing that he had worked from 2022 to 2024 around 30 to 50 hours a week making concept art for the game. He would say that payment delays were a regular occurrence, but that he would always end up getting paid. In fact, the CEO himself, David Pentland, was in charge of paying him. He would tell us a story in 2023 where he really needed to be paid as soon as possible to pay his rent, and the CEO made sure to pay it the next day. Hey, that's pretty cool, right? Well, around a year later, on May 2024, he was told that they wouldn't need his services anymore. More specifically, they couldn't afford to keep him on the project. They specified that. The artist was devastated, but not exactly surprised. He sent them the last invoice to wrap everything up, but at the same time, he was also still owed money for March, April, and now May of 2024, with a total amount being over $12,000. The artist did confess that some of the work he had done was a bit extra, going the extra mile, so he did edit his last invoice, and the final owed amount was $11,410.
That was several
months of rent and expenses, and of course stress began to eat at him. He would keep emailing the team asking for payment, and he would receive reassuring replies like, hey, the money's coming, don't worry. But of course, the money never came, and the guy had to move back in with his parents. He was ruined financially pretty much, and it took him years to recover. After getting his life back together, he decided to sue Fluffnest and David Pentland. But he would detail what he's struggling with right now. David is refusing to be served anything. You see, getting served is a necessary and extremely important step in suing someone. It means that the person you're suing has received notification that legal action is being taken against them. But for that, they need to be tracked down. They need to be actually handed the piece of paper. If they don't have a permanent address, if they're not in the country, if they're fleeing and doing it on purpose, then technically speaking, they can dodge being served for as long as possible and not face consequences. This was exactly what David Pentland was doing. He was dodging any accountability and making sure that no one could find him to serve him the lawsuit that his concept artist was trying to present him. Again, extremely scummy behavior. But the good news is that there's been a few updates in this lawsuit with David Riono and David Pentland, and in order to get all this info, I joined the Discord server called Flopnest.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Comprises of people who had backed the game on Kickstarter and became refugees once they got banned off the main Discord or left it because of the crazy silencing treatment they were being given. So David Riono's case was actually filed on April 16th, 2025. Initially, the hearing was meant to take place on the 6th of June, but it had to be moved until the 21st of July because no one was able to serve David Pentland. David Riono requested the court to allow him to serve David Pentland via mail or by publication in like a newspaper or similar, but a couple of weeks later, the judge denied that request, which was very weird. But the good news was that on the 9th of July, David Riono was finally able to somehow serve David Pentland. It worked out. And on the 22nd of July, the hearing took place. David Pentland did not show up to court. David Riono argued his case. And within 2 weeks, judgment was entered. This image, of course, is from the Flopnest Discord. The court ordered Fluffnest Games to pay David Riono a total sum of $11,535. But that was far from the only lawsuit. Remember Blade Funding, the ones who gave the business loan to Fluffnest? Well, in Fluffnest's Kickstarter update on February 27, 2025, they specified that them being sued by Blade Funding was only due to a banking issue and has since been settled. While of course adding that there were no financial issues with the project.
They lied.
Well, it turns out that for once, they weren't lying. They did actually settle with Blade Funding. But by settlement, it didn't mean a handshake. It meant that they had to pay them an amount of money, and Blade Funding agreed to that. They were meant to pay them a total sum of $98,000 and just stop paying at some point. Because of that, Blade Funding would sue them again. And lucky for them, the verdict would come very quickly. The judge would order David, Lily, and Fluffnest in general to pay back the sum of $98,000. Not a small amount by any means, and this judgment was entered on May 15th, 2025. But hey, don't worry, at this point, I'm a lawyer channel because we're not just talking about Blade Funding, we're also talking about another company claiming the same thing happening to them with Fluffnest by the name of Funding Futures LLC. On the 12th of May, they would file a commercial trade contract lawsuit against Fluffnest, and guess what? They would also win their case. The judge would order Fluffnest to pay the sum of $69,000. I mean, at this point, the money just keeps racking up, baby. Guys, David Pentland is one of the most shameless people I've ever seen. The guy took out loans from just about anyone, including American Express National Bank. They had also filed a lawsuit against him on March 4th, 2025, and it's still ongoing. The first hearing was on the 6th of August, but of course, David didn't show up, only American Express's lawyer. The next hearing was scheduled for the 3rd of November, so look, I can't predict the future, but I'm pretty confident that David is not going to show up to that one either. And finally, remember our good old friends Room 8 Studio, the guys who pretty much had worked on the entire game by themselves? Well, they're also suing Fluffnest and David Pentland. It was filed on the 16th of May, 2025, and they are seeking $1.9 million. That is pretty much like their entire Kickstarter fund at this point, man.
Did they
the
not
story in their
pay
lawsuit
anything?
would actually be very different from what Fluffnest had to say about them. Surprise, surprise. From their point of view, Fluffnest was coming from the beginning. When Room 8 had found out that they couldn't pay them anymore, instead of finding a solution, Fluffnest would keep delaying and obfuscating what was actually going on behind the scenes. And one of the craziest accusations in this lawsuit is Room 8 saying that David Pentland had threatened to bankrupt his company on purpose so that he can't pay Room 8 legally anymore. Saying that he had openly flexed this in his Discord server, saying that he would just withdraw all the money from Fluffnest Games, put them into another entity, claim that Fluffnest Games is bankrupt, and just not have to pay Room 8. Like, how stupid can you be, man? Another thing that David had said in his post on Kickstarter was that Room 8 would continue working on this game without his approval, that he had tried to stop them because he couldn't pay them anymore. Well, from Room 8's point of view, he kept approving everything they were doing, never telling them to stop. This is why for Room 8, this was more about just the money. They also wanted the full rights of Fluffnest Island Skies so that they could keep working on it and release it to the public one day, which is pretty significant. Now, just to be clear, in this initial lawsuit, they weren't suing David directly, they were only suing Fluffnest. On the 27th of May, David would be served, and on the 30th of May, Room 8 would update their lawsuit. Now, they're not only just suing Fluffnest, they're also suing David Pentland directly as an individual.
No way.
As you
What
can
is this
see
guy
right
doing?
here, David Pentland, an individual. At this point, David and his lawyer had until the 9th of July to file a response. And they did, 7 days late. Now, I just want to specify something just for you to understand. The initial lawsuit by Room 8 was 22 pages long, and as you can see, had a lot of text. David Pentland's response was literally one-liners. Like, yeah, whatever, let's just get it over with. And at the end, it would say that the defendants, so David and Fluffnest, are requesting that the court dismisses the complaint and denies all relief to Room 8, making Room 8 pay for the lawyer fees that David is paying for this, and to award him anything else that the law dictates for having to inconvenience him to respond. This is the most tone-deaf thing I think I've ever seen. Like, I don't even cover law. Like, I don't even read lawsuits, but dude, this is ridiculous. If I was the judge, I would have a stroke reading this. Room 8 would counter that statement and say, no, we're 100% suing you. We're not going to take any bullshit. David's lawyer would respond again, hoping to be able to dismiss this, and he wasn't able to do that. The trial is now officially scheduled to be on April 2027. Unfortunate that it takes that long. I mean, that's a ridiculous amount of time to wait. But I think it's safe to say that if they actually wait that long, David by then would have probably been homeless. So, I mean, this is an easy win for Room 8. But is it really? Because they'll never see that $1.9 million ever again. But some fans are still hoping that by then Room 8 would get the rights for the game and maybe they'll get to see it. Additionally, fluffnest.com still
Maybe.
exists to some degree, but on the 8th of February 2026, it'll expire, and I don't see anyone renewing it. And when it comes to the website that redirects you once you click on the pre-order the game button on their Kickstarter, I'm currently in the process of buying it. I already paid the money. The transfer of the actual domain to me does take a while though. But if you're watching this video maybe a few days or more than a week after I published it, make sure to go there because I'll have a surprise for you.
What is he?
Right?
Wait,
Oh,
what is he
Overall,
buying it for?
This whole thing is such a catastrophe. It's crazy how someone like David was allowed to even touch this much money. And it's unfortunate that Lily, the person behind this very wholesome art style, was also involved. Now, there has been some rumors without evidence that Lily had spent $18,000 of this money to buy like an adult-themed VTuber model, but I couldn't really find any evidence pertaining to that.
What? She bought a what? Wait, did I hear that correctly?
Now, there has been some rumors without evidence that Lily had spent $18,000 of this money to buy like an adult-themed VTuber model, but
Whoa! She did what? $18,000. Wait, $18,000 is crazy, but maybe it has some crazy toggles like, you know, glasses and stuff or whatever. Glasses and probably like outfit change. I gotta see. That's crazy. Dude, that's gotta be the craziest model. $18,000?
Couldn't really find any evidence.
That shit better be. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. They better be bouncing on it or whatever.
Not that it would be hard to believe. But overall, I also find it interesting that only David is being sued by Room 8 and other companies, while Lily, for the most part, has been able to avoid most of these lawsuits. But in the end, what I keep thinking about are the 42,000 backers and this promise of a cozy game that they've been denied. Not to mention that some people are still hoping that this promise of pre-orders still being delivered actually happens. Look, it sucks to see anyone get scammed, but I don't know. I guess it hurts a bit more seeing that these people just wanted a wholesome game. They just wanted something cute to fawn over and play after like a long day of work or something. Instead, they just got scammed in broad daylight, and I don't even know if David's gonna actually have to face consequences. He just keeps running away. I just hope that they get the justice that they deserve and can find a game even better than this absolute train. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I really, really appreciate it. And if you want a great alternative to an energy drink that has flavors such as Grandma's Ashes and Titty Milk, I'm not even joking, these are real flavors. Make sure to go to Gamersub specifically on September 26th because they'll be dropping their new collection, Fixed Me, in which where you buy a tub like Grandma's Ashes, you get a free shaker cup. And it's a really good looking shaker, usually worth $25. All you have to do is use my code MUJIN at checkout, and you also get 10% off your total order. You'll find the links in the description and the pinned comment, and trust me, unlike Puff Pals, you won't get scammed here. Anyway, I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.
That's forward. Thank you. That was a good video. I don't even know. I don't even know. I had completely forgotten about this, and it's just gone. It's gone. It's gone. Wait, the domain. Is it there? Did he link it? What was it? It was like fluffpals.games? I didn't link it. Whatever. That's crazy. Okay. We have a lot and not a lot of time. Not a lot of time, but we have a lot of videos left. I think we'll just watch Daily Dose and then that'll be it. And then tomorrow we'll watch the glitch video. I have this scary video. All these videos are so long. But let's watch the Daily Dose one. I need something good. I need something happy after that absolute insane video. Crazy. This is a game changer. Game changer? It's almost like how they changed the game into not existing. Okay,
hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose of it.
You know, let's start with a positive mindset.
Everyone, this is your daily dose of internet. I guess some clubs in Japan will tell you how many men and women are inside, so you know before you go in.
No. It's too much. They wouldn't even let us in. They'll let him in. What?
That's crazy. Oh. Oh no. Oh shit. Oh, what the hell? That's so scary.
Had to make an emergency landing on this highway.
People that follow me on Twitter kind of run off.
Yeah, bird. What the hell is that? That's a bird. I thought.
I love that instead of pulling her over, he decided to just argue with her.
You wasn't gonna let me over? I was trying to get. I had enough time. You could have eased up. You could have let me over. You could have let me over, sir.
This police officer saved this dog that was stuck inside during a house fire, but the dog refused to leave until he put on the leash.
Got him. Oh, look at him. Oh, he's running. He's running. Get him. Oh, he's trained so well.
This delivery robot needs to go to jail.
I saw this. I saw this. It hesitated. It's just a little baby.
So I guess in Alaska, it's legal to use roads to take off and land planes. These people use their plane to make a quick stop at a restaurant.
Wait, what?
This poor bird is addicted to scrolling on their phone.
Oh, he's like me. I could do that.
This dog's eyes gets wide open every time they get their nails cut.
He's nervous.
For some scary reason, all these birds took over this parking lot.
I don't know. This seems kind of weird. What? What? How is it turning? What? Oh my god.
This diver found a shark that loves a good massage.
I mean, who doesn't?
There was a big storm and water started gushing out of this tree.
Not every day you see this.
Let me see.
I think it's that water got a problem.
The water? Ooh, that's so cool. Oh, look at him. No. No! Oh no, nobody was hurt. Okay. Oh.
So someone is probably getting fired for this.
How do you even get in this position? Come on, man. Come on, man. What are we doing? Oh, there it goes. Oh no.
Bubba, do you like it when Mommy does an accent? Do you like it?
What about when Daddy does an exit? Do you like it?
No.
This guy got himself a new earring.
It's a little lizard.
This cop was trying to stop this donkey that was on the loose.
No way.
Oh my god, dude. You're stuck.
Oh shit, no. What is this? It's gonna go flying. Goodbye.
Why was he acting like he couldn't leave?
No. Look at him. He's
He felt embarrassed saying bye to his mom, so his friend stepped up.
Bye, Avery. I love you.
Oh. Yeah, turn around. Tell her you love her. Okay. That is very ambitious.
This person captured the moment when this plane was struck by lightning.
Ooh. It's kind of cool.
This guy is way too confident in his driving abilities.
Why is he just taking a selfie? Road, the road, the road. Pay attention to the road. Don't look at us. Oh my god. Those shoes?
This elephant decided to attack their car.
Reinventing the wheel, I see. Ooh. Please. Oh, there goes the windshield.
Their cat was terrified of the new high-tech litter box that they bought.
Do you want me to shit in there? What is this? Wait. Whoa, he has a... Okay, he has
a photographer in Puerto Rico captured some rare red sprite lightning on camera.
Whoa. What?
I think this cat found the entrance to the back rooms.
Нельзя, говорю. Иди в свой дом. Паразитка, а?
What is this?
This cat was a little scared of his dance moves.
Wait, he's kind of hidden it though. Ooh, how is he doing it? Ooh, how is he doing that? Ooh.
She panicked because she thought the plastic toy alligator by the pool was a real one. So I have no idea how something like this even happens.
What are we doing? Oh! Oh!
This cat somehow figured out a way to drink water via Bluetooth.
His ass is not drinking anything. He's just imagining it all. Oh, it's gonna hit us.
Yep. So how was the cameraman able to find them so quickly?
Dude, I feel like being a cameraman for like a sports event like that, you have to be talented. It's like a talent that you're born with, because like, yeah, how did he find them that quickly? That makes no sense. He must have like superhuman eyes.
I've been laying here with the kitten and I look up to see it.
He's stuck. What is he doing?
That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. And
the way he fell, at the end.
That is
Oh,
the end of this video.
why is he carrying it like that?
And I'll see you guys again
very soon.
Later.
Later. Bye bye. Bye bye. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. That's hilarious. Alright. We didn't get through all of our videos today, but we're gonna watch them tomorrow. After the state of play. The state of play. Yay! It's gonna be so cool. And then hopefully Thursday I have my RAM and it works and it isn't something else about the computer, because I will be upset if something else bad happens. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to... It's kind of awkward. There's no music. Aww. Okay. I'm gonna go now. I have to finish editing something. And then I'm going to bed. Because I'm trying to fix my sleeping schedule. But thank you for hanging out with me today. And drawing with me. And watching videos. We're going to watch more videos tomorrow. Alright, go to bed. It's late. Don't eat cheese. Do that shit. Gonna make you shit yourself, and it's a psyop by the government. Okay, Bye. Goodbye. Ooh.